Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first holiday one-shot for 2022. One of our mission statements here at the Untold Stories Project is to shine a spotlight on RPGs that don't get the love and attention that they deserve in a market flooded with Dungeons & Dragons content. We set aside a few weeks every November and December to run one-shots on our channel featuring games we haven't shown before, including titles like tonight's game, Low Life, published by Pinnacle Entertainment. The premise of Low Life is simple yet hideously complex. It takes place gazillions of years in the future. Every calamity that could possibly befall a planet has befallen our lowly Mother Oith, and the place is now a stinking, festering heap. The vaunted human race is extinct, as are most of the critters that once roamed the world. The dominant life forms of the day are those that evolved from the ones that survived the time of the flesh when all the bad stuff happened. Now in an era known as After the Wipe, the Oith is populated by the descendants of the intrepid worm, the indestructible cockroach, the everlasting snack cake, and a host of other vile and bizarre entities. Tonight we will be playing some of these bizarre entities, and we have a special guest GM, my great friend Tom, who is one of the founders of Matinee Adventures. Matinee Adventures is the greatest group of GMs you can find at Origins Game Fair and Yukon. They run lots of quality games, usually set in licensed settings, and feature truly excellent game masters at the top of their field. We also have a couple of players tonight who are new to our channel, but I enjoy them very much, and I think you will too. I'd like to give everyone a chance to say hello. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hiya.
Please tell us a little bit about them, and I want them to tell us a little bit about themselves, the character they will be playing tonight, and then I'll shut up and let Tom do his job, starting with Ellie.
I knew it was going to be me first. Hello, I'm Ellie. I will be playing Sir Flumpus. He is a paladin-y type, always trying to do the right thing. You could picture sort of a little dwarfish, gnomishy type creature with a big old rusty stop sign as a shield. That's our Sir Flumpus. Do I have to popcorn? Kevin, you're next.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin, or the Deuce, depending upon what time of the day and channel you find me on. I'm playing Tuglapi, who, if you take all the best parts of all the best creatures and put them together, throw those away. I'll take all the worst parts of the worst creatures and put them together. I'm your guy, platypus, beaver, tentacle monster. I'm here for you, the people, and we'll make this kind of interesting, but don't worry, if you don't know my name, you will. If you do know my name, I'll make sure you remember it forever. And I'll pass it over to RC.
Hi, I am RC, also GM over at the Masks and Mayhem podcast, and tonight I will be playing Kerplug, who always seems to be in trouble in one sort of another, and oftentimes his own fault. Has a somewhat flexible outlook on personal property, and lives by the ancient proverb, anything not nailed down is mine. Anything I can pry free is not nailed down. So thievery is, I think, going to be a skill that's going to come up for him once or twice tonight.
Oh, I forgot to mention that I am playing Krippet, who is a living snack cake armed with a gun that can shoot nail-like projectiles far, far away.
Yeah, you're a snack.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deuce. And Tom, passing it over to you to get us started for tonight.
Will do. So our adventure begins, as most do, in a forgotten kingdom. In this case, you find yourselves in a kingdom of Gween. It is normally a very peaceful and quiet place. This is due in no small part to the vast amount of paperwork and bureaucracy required from day-to-day living. There's a form for everything, and everything has a form. The people of Gween find comfort in this highly ordered structure, and yet something seems to have happened recently that has caused some unrest. Each of you have reacted differently when you received the royal summons. It's not very often you get invited to stand before the king. He is the king, after all. Some of you were enticed by loyalty, honor, or duty, and for others, it was the promise of 53,261 clams. But here you stand in the throne room of the great and highfalutin King Melonhead of Gween. The throne room is vast, but devoid of almost any furniture. Only a single simple throne sits in the center of the room. The most noticeable feature is the writing that seems to cover every square bit of floor, ceiling, and wall in this room. The writing seems greatly varied as you look around. Different ink colors, writing sizes, and even writing styles can be clearly seen, even by those of you who cannot read. Sentences and paragraphs seem to meander about chaotically. It's nearly impossible to determine where this room-sized document begins and where it ends. Casual glances can pick out subject matter somehow pertaining to the governing of the kingdom. The king sits in his throne. Leather bands are lashed around his wrists and ankles, making him nearly immobile. But he is clearly trying to squirm free of his restraints, and his face is distorting terribly. He is flanked on either side by a host of burrow cats, each holding sizable stacks of paper in their arms. A lone Bodil stands before you. He's only got a couple of small pieces of paper in his hands, and he patiently waits for you to take in the grandeur of the room. And he is standing there quietly with just a couple of pieces of paper in his hand.
I ain't never seen anything quite so big and pretty as this.
Do you think the king would be mad if I waved?
He's tied down. He's probably not allowed to wave. He's probably got a condition.
What do you think security's like in a joint like this?
Right now, you have practically no security except for around the king. He is flanked by numerous people that seem very interested in keeping him immobile.
They tied the king down and they like him. I don't know what they do to you.
But the only thing that's in here that is actually, capable of being stuck into a pocket are, well, paper, forms, and the occasional inkwell and such.
What did the royal summons say?
The royal summons did in fact say that you are to be presented with a quest that will, in no small part, generate the outcome of this kingdom. For the small fee of 53,261 clams, you will be asked to take upon yourself a most dangerous quest that is going to be both honorable, noteworthy, and will make you famous.
Well, that all sounds good to me.
I don't know how I feel about being famous, though. Famous means it's hard to blend into a crowd.
I'll take your share. It's fine.
Sir Flumpus will step forward and give a deep, over-the-top bow, just way more than necessary in any situation. And proclaim, "My liege, I, Sir Flumpus, have come to answer the call of duty for our kingdom. What would you ask of me?"
The king is still sitting there, looks like he's having a bit of a difficult time with things. But that one gentleman who's only got a couple of papers in his hand gestures one of these papers in your direction.
I'll step forward and take it. And I understand the king is far too important to speak to someone like me. I will gladly thank you, and just sort of steps back.
What's
And
it
what
say,
does
Sir
my
Grumpus?
paper say? Yeah.
Your paper says, I, the undersigned, do hereby agree to engage in negotiations with an agent of the great and highfalutin King of Gween. And there is a big blank space at the bottom of the page. The gentleman hands you a quill that is dripping with this goopy, slimy stuff that might be ink.
And that's all it says. It doesn't say anything about what it just says engaged for
In
a thing.
negotiations.
In negotiations.
Mhm.
All right. I'll go ahead and sign it and pass it back.
Oh, thank you so much. He takes the paper, countersigns it, has two of the gentlemen behind him stamp it and notarize it, file that appropriately. Ah, yes, yes, of course. Thank you so, so much. My name is Splutch. I am the head advisor to the King of Gween, who you see here before us. Unfortunately, the king is a bit incapacitated at the moment, and well, we need some assistance in order to relieve his suffering. You see, our great and highfalutin king has an itch, an extraordinarily terrible itch, but the royal edicts do not allow him to scratch his itch unless he has, well, the royal back scratcher. Nothing else can be used to scratch an itch. If he does, he loses the throne.
Well, we can't have that.
It is an absolute terrible situation. We would scratch the itch ourselves, but we are also not permitted to do so. However, it is said in paragraph 3, subsection 27, that while the king is the only one who may enter the royal vaults and procure the back scratcher, in times of great emergency, non-Gweenians can be employed for that same exact purpose. And I was so grateful to hear that we had non-Gweenians here in Gween. We did unfortunately have only a small number of non-Gweenians from which to choose from, but I am absolutely certain that you are very well qualified to fulfill this quest.
I certainly feel that that is absolutely within my purview. I'm not really familiar with these other folks, but I for one will gladly venture into the vaults.
Oh, thank you so much. That would be absolutely wonderful. Could you introduce me to your party? Are they members of your party? Are they with you?
I'll wave when Sir Crumpus looks back.
Oh.
Sounds like this back scratcher thing is pretty valuable then.
Oh, it is an absolute cherished artifact of the kingdom.
What does it look like? Just so we know what we're looking for.
Oh, well, the gold that radiates from this artifact is blinding. It will dazzle even the most opulent treasure room, but with its glory, it is a wondrous piece of magic and history. Words cannot describe it. It is just, it is magnificent. And even then, he sort of like bows his head a little bit.
I see. Well, if words can't describe it, we'll just have to go off of intuition, I suppose. Please, my friends, step forward and introduce yourselves. I suppose we're friends now if we're all going on this quest, if you all agree.
And I want to step forward and be like, "Hi, name's Kerplug. Yeah, I think I can find the thing and do the stuff for you. What's the fee again? What's the finder's fee here?"
Well, we will be offering your team, your party, 53,261 clams.
Okay, that's a few clams. That's a few.
That is in fact the going rate for non-Gweenians to enter the royal vault.
So if non-Gweenians have entered before, potentially, is there any kind of index, guide, map sort of thing?
Oh yes, absolutely, of course. He pulls out another piece of paper. Could you sign right here, please?
I'd like to read it first.
Very well. It is basically a receipt that says that you are acknowledging that, a receipt of the map of the royal vaults.
And I sign away.
Very well. He hands you a map. Hopefully you can all see that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a map of the Royal Vaults.
Looks
Which end do
official.
we come from? The
You will be
unspeakable
coming
horror
in
end,
from
or
the, you will be coming in from the left near the somewhat speakable horror.
fancy?
You know,
And
go ahead.
I was going to ask who classified the levels of horror involved here.
Well, I would imagine quite logically it would be the person who generated the map. However, this was well before my time. The author was never identified, but we do have many, many copies of the map. We consistently keep at least a small atlas of this map on hand.
Any details as to what sort of somewhat speakable horrors there may be? Because I know we can't talk about the unspeakable horror portion.
Yes. Well, the only thing that we're aware of is that it is dangerous, sharp, and pointy.
Okay. All right.
All three. Holy crap. Okay.
Yes, it is dangerous,
It
sharp,
is a triple threat, if you will.
We do in fact have some we do in fact believe that there is a riddle involved.
So it's a sharp mind that is involved.
Ah.
I would just like to make one request, please.
Yes, of course.
Can we have 53,264 clams instead of 53,261? Because right now we're going to each get a quarter clam, and quarter clams are hard to spend these days.
He hands you a separate form that you need to sign. It gives Splutch permission to haggle with you.
I'll sign it, sure.
He's like, very, very well. He signs it, countersigns it, notarizes. I believe an additional three claims is agreeable. Are you amenable to this amount?
Yeah, I'm amenable to that.
Very well, very well. This is very good.
It's just nice to be invited to something. I never get invited to things like this.
Are there any other requests that you may have before beginning this dangerous quest?
Retreat to the vault.
Nah, I think I got the gist of it.
Is there a lady of the court of whom I can ask a favor in this quest?
Alas, no. We did in fact have a queen, but she did not survive. Unfortunately, she came down with a very dread disease, and we were not able to procure the medicine.
Okay.
It was most terrible.
I will just pretend that I have the queen's favor in that case.
I mean, the medicine was in the apothecary. We just were not able to get through the paperwork in time.
Oh, dreadful.
It was terrible. The king was distraught.
I can't believe of all the things that died in the apocalypse, medical insurance kept around.
Only the paperwork, mind you. Now, I would be more than happy to escort you and your colleagues to the entrance to the Royal Vault. It's simply on the edge of town. We'd be more than happy to provide you with an escort if you'd like it. Anything else that you may require, we'd be happy to offer.
An escort and parade, perhaps?
He starts fishing through those stacks of papers that those guys are standing. And he's like, parade. Yes, here it is. Having an unscheduled parade is certainly a possibility. I will need all four of you to sign. And he offers you the inkwell, and he offers you the parade permits.
I've never been to a parade before.
Oh no, we're going to be in the parade. Everyone's going to know we're doing this. It's going to be great. And don't worry about the ink. I got my own. And I'll stick a quill under my arm. There we go.
I'll say in a world.
Now, so Splutch immediately, claps his hands. He's like, quick, we need a parade. And some of the nearby people are like, but sir, we have no time to arrange it. Quick, put something together. These people deserve a parade. And by the time you leave the main throne room, you see that there are basically 3 guys that are standing there that look like they have something close to horns. They've been flattened, they've been busted, and they're trying desperately to keep it in tune, but they're going to do their very best.
Good man, Splutch. Good man.
So, I mean, basically, they put together a parade in 10 minutes for you. But they somehow managed to do this.
Sir Crumpus, if you need a lady's favor, I can help you with that. And I'm going to take part of my nightgown and rip it off at the hem, and I'm going to put a big lipstick kiss on it and hand it to Sir Crumpus.
Oh, my lady, I am so honored. It is, however, Sir Flumpus.
Oh, Sir Flumpus.
Just a slight correction.
I was adding our couple name together. I'm Crimpet.
Oh, goodness, my goodness. And he just blushes a little bit, which is hard to see because his face is already quite ruddy and red and covered in dirt. But it does flush up a little.
Yeah, and in low life, no one exactly has a good complexion, so everyone just goes with it.
My skin is absorbent and porous, and yellow, but not like SpongeBob.
That is true. So, Splutch is leading the way through the streets of Gleam, preceded by these 3 guys that are attempting desperately to stay on key and doing a terrible, terrible job of it. But they are certainly getting the attention of all the citizens that are looking your way, and several of them are actually waving as you're wandering by. I mean, this is a parade consisting of 8 people, but it still counts. Sir Splutch walks you through the streets and finally takes you to the north side of the city, whereupon you find a small depression in the ground leading down to a doorway. It is flanked by a solid stone archway. As far as you could tell, this is an extraordinarily old construction. Might have even survived all of the various calamities and such from the original Oath that was. But it's difficult to tell. Splutch walks up to the door, unlocks it, and bows deeply as he offers you space to go on in.
What's the lighting situation like inside?
The light seems quite bright.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah. In fact, hopefully you guys can now all see a tiny little room with a tiny little pedestal. The map is a little on the bigger side, so you want to go to the far left.
I feel like something somewhat speakable lies beyond that door.
Something somewhat speakable lies beyond that door. You find yourself standing in a very small room. The walls, floor, and ceiling are all blank stone surfaces. On the opposite wall is a shimmering translucent barrier that blocks your passage further into the vault. In the center of the room stands a squat stone pedestal. On each side stands a lit candelabra, providing ample light to see the pedestal in its entirety. The top of the pedestal appears to be covered with carvings, though you can't really read them from your current position. There is also 2 small square depressions on top of the pedestal as well. The sides of the pedestal are devoid of any markings or carvings.
Well, Kerplug, this looks like your kind of thing.
Yeah, am I able to like maybe tap around, start seeing if there's any come loose or?
All right, so you are going up and start fidgeting with the altar, the pedestal.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nothing seems to be coming loose. Seems fairly solid. You're like going along the sides, and you're not finding any sort of secret compartments of any kind.
All right, this thing is rock solid. There do not seem to be any breakages, anything where it'll come off. Is there anything I can do to? As I say, does there appear to be any way to potentially force it open?
No.
All right, this one's a bust.
Tiglapi, when you go over to this translucent barrier, it is solid to the touch. Tingles a little bit on your tentacles.
It's like a battery, guys. Don't lick it.
What do the carvings look like on the surface?
The carvings can be are easily readable. Written on top of the pedestal, you see the following inscription. Be aware that this dungeon is a very dangerous place. No one should enter this dungeon if they are pregnant or nursing. Be certain to consult your physician before entering this dungeon. Common side effects for entering this dungeon include death, loss of body parts, nausea, depression, and headache. In all but a few cases, such side effects were mild. Next to the stone little square depressions, one of them says, I have read the terms and conditions and fully understand the possible consequences of entering this dungeon. And next to the other square, it says, forget it.
Sir Flumpus will go up to that, read it. Body and soul are but tethers that are unnecessary for true heroes to be concerned with. If I'm going to make my mark, I must risk it all. And he'll take Exclubber, his over-the-top large sword, and just sort of poke at the box that says read and understand conditions.
But what about depression?
I think for Kerplug,
Mild side effect.
he hears Sir Flumpus say that and do all that, and just like without really thinking, goes and just presses the button and then processes what was just said and said, "Wait, what?"
Depression, I know.
When Kerplug pushes down on the button, a tiny little pin sticks your thumb, your finger, causing a tiny little drop of blood. But now that translucent field that Tiglapi is standing in front of kind of looks a little bit, it changes color to match Worm's complexion. Kerplug's complexion. Try to say that 3 times fast.
Y'all, do you think we should take anything away from the fact that the extreme bureaucracy is also like powered by blood in this case?
Every bureaucracy is powered by blood.
I'm just amazed they're twinning. Look at our paladin. Look at the door. Touch the door.
All right. Now, as you're touching the door, Tiglapi, it is still very solid to you. So far, Kerplug is the only one that is got his little thumb stuck.
I will donate some cream filling to this pedestal.
You get stuck in the finger and you bleed a tiny little bit of cream filling. And now this translucent field is now partially looks like Kerplug's complexion sometimes, and now it's got this like brownish tinge, very similar to Crimpet's skin color.
Oh, little Debbie, keep me safe.
You're actually a tasty cake.
Yeah.
Hostess.
See what's going on here, and Sir Flumpus will go up to it and just kind of look at his whole body that is covered in layers and layers of tinfoil and just like find one little spot and just kind of like unpeel the layers. And then the this is the beginning for death and glory, and just sort of stab his arm down onto it.
And the translucent field changes color yet again. Togloppy, would you like to take the tip of your tentacle and donate a tiny little drop of blood?
I can lean forward and give it a squirt of ink. Sure. Ah,
So now this translucent field is a weird melange of all of your skin colors. But to Gloppy, it is no longer feeling solid. It still tingles, but now your tentacle can actually push through a little bit.
hey guys, watch this. I'll jump through, just head first.
Very well.
Whee!
So you go right on through. Do the
What
rest
does that
of
look
you
like?
wish to, do the rest of you wish to join?
Yes,
Yes.
as in the great words of our ancient poet Shakespeare, once more into the breach, my friends, and just like leaps through. Sword out and shield out.
All righty. So you guys will all find yourself into the room of somewhat speakable terror. You enter a simple rectangular room that is dimly lit with burning torches set into the wall sconces. A standard wooden door rests in the middle of the opposite wall. The floor of this room is covered by a vast amount of clutter. Looking around, you see assorted pens, pencils, tape dispensers, staplers, protractors, slide rules, and those really dangerous things you use to draw circles. Some of the clutter collects as you enter the room into a short bipedal shape. It gestures toward you and speak. Answer my riddle to pass.
Well, what's your riddle?
If a chicken and a half can lay an egg and a half in a day and a half, then how many monkeys will it take to pick out all the seeds of a dill pickle? And a hush falls over the crowd.
So I look over at Crumpet and I'm like, so are you like, culturally tasty cake, but spiritually little Debbie?
It's complicated. I just read what was on the box next to where I was adopted from. I just remember that little redheaded girl looking in my window every day growing up.
We're glad you're with us, sweet thing.
How many monkeys to pick out the seeds of a dill pickle?
Can we get the riddle again?
Absolutely. If a chicken and a half can lay an egg and a half in a day and a half, then how many monkeys does it take to pick out all the seeds of a dill pickle?
This just sounds like nonsense.
Right. Dill pickles don't have seeds, silly.
Maybe it's a monkey and a half.
Ooh.
That's not right. It just sounded cool. I was trying to be prophetic and wise, didn't work.
Wait, I think I've got it. None unless they filled out the correct forms.
The little bipedal creature bows to Kerplug and goes, "You are clearly the wise one in this group. You may pass."
Only him? Or maybe all?
Well, he did basically you guys are sort of coming in as a team.
I see.
So yes,
I will. Okay.
you are.
Still
you
not
are
entirely
free-
sure, so I'm sort of doing the whole like walk around and back up through the door kind of situation.
Yep. And yes, the correct answer was, in fact, the monkey needed the correct form. Kerplug, give yourself an extra Benny for picking out the right answer to the question, to the riddle.
Well funked, my friend.
Well thumped indeed.
Yeah, see, I've been giving a lot of thought to this as we got further into here. You know, for a place that's run on forms, it's actually whoever controls the ink that's in charge.
There's that.
I brought my own.
Do you have
No
a
one knows in
permit
charge.
for your ink?
Somewhere in here. I've also got a claw.
Open ink carry? Open container? Open ink pot laws?
So you guys can open up the door and reveals the next portion of the dungeon. You are greeted by a lone pedestal as you enter this room. Burning candelabras flank the pedestal on each side, and the top of the pedestal is angled so that the writing on the surface can be easily read from the entrance of the room. The traps in this hallway are the exclusive intellectual property of the King of Gleam. The unauthorized reproductions of these traps is illegal and is punishable by up to 5 yards in prison and a fine of 250 clams. Violators will be prosecuted.
Does it say when the copyright was filed?
There is no actual date for copyright.
There's no public domain laws in this universe.
Disney, what have you done?
Well, they're bureaucratic, but they're not necessarily good lawyers. What can I say?
Wonder when this expired. How long has this been here?
Well, I said there's no date on the pedestal.
Yeah,
It's been at
Or, you know,
least a
we
year.
try to.
at least a yard. Yes.
Anything we do to examine it to try to maybe garner anything further?
Well, the pedestal itself is doesn't have any depressions or anything that you can interact with. It is just there to basically provide the information, and that's about it.
Does seem from our map, and I'll pull it out,
Mm-hmm.
that whichever corridor we go down, we'll end up in the area with the unspeakable horrors. So perhaps we should see if we can identify what each of these traps are and just go for whichever one seems the least deadly, or whichever one seems to have the most opportunity for glory and fame.
Oh, it's obviously number 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's just gonna sort of like waddle up, takes everything very literally.
Which one's number 2? 2 from the top or 2 from the bottom?
Ooh.
You mean left or right?
Yes, left or right, because I don't have an isometric point of view of this.
I suppose it depends on which direction you read from.
The righteous
I
always
read
go
left to right.
We could always
This
flip a
isn't-
claim about it.
Yeah, this isn't metric. Bigger from the left.
Oh, we're in Canada. Got it.
So there are four hallways that are leading out of this chamber. One is to the north and then turns. One is to the south and turns. Then of course you got 2 straight to the east. Feel free, pick one, pick all 4.
I will follow closely behind Sir Frumpus.
All right.
Sir
Maybe
Frumpus
recklessly
is
close.
recklessly close. Because of the mention of the second corridor and reading left to right, he's going to go to the second from our view, from the top, and sort of just peer down it. Do I see any like slats in the walls or anything that indicates what type of trap this may be?
So around somewhere about halfway down between where you currently are and the door, or somewhere around here, you see a circular post that seems to be spanning between both walls.
Oh, so it just blocks the whole hallway?
Nope, just a single post. It's just a single post. It's about at head height, and it's going from one wall to the other, so it's spanning the hallway.
Sir Flumpus, it's obviously the deadliest of traps. Limbo.
I was just going to say it must be a very serious, but it's at head height?
Mm-hmm. That's what you can see from where you are currently.
Have you ever tried to limbo? It's not easy, even that high.
That's true.
I have not. I feel I worry I will bend my armor.
Okay, then I'll go.
Do that. Okay.
Sure. Head first. Well, we'll duck under the pole. Let's not just head first into it.
Yeah.
So, Kerplug, you wish to head down the hallway? I believe it was Kerplug.
No, Tugloppy.
Tugloppy. Tugloppy, you see that this round post, which is about maybe 6 inches or so in diameter, spans a pit that extends from wall to wall. When you cast a glance down the pit, it seems to go down for quite a ways.
How far is the pit?
Across?
Yep.
Across, it is 15 feet across, and it looks to be about 30 feet deep. And that post is right at the midsection across the pit.
Oh, okay, that's easy. I got this. Step on back. I was wrong. It's not limbo. We haven't met depression yet, but give me a second. Full tilt. Let's run and grab it. Monkey swing across.
Very good. Give me an
monkey hand
roll. Give me an athletic roll for climbing. You have tentacles. You get a bonus.
Dude.
All right.
Good Lord. 16.
So because you need a 4 to succeed and you got a 16, you practically ninja'd your way to the other side of this pit. You probably could have taken and paused halfway in the middle to do a little extra somersault if you so chose. But it was masterful. And now Tugloppy is about there.
That was really
Hey
impressive.
guys. Self high five.
Well done. Well done indeed.
I've gotten the implication that I'm like smaller than the others. Not 100%. But...
You are small, but not like a new size range small. You're like 5 foot something. You're short, but
Okay.
you're not.
I was just wondering if I could do the same kind of swing, or my other idea was if I could matrix run along the wall.
Well, Matrix run on the wall is going to be kind of difficult, but if you want to try to jump it, you can give me an athletics roll.
All right, well, let's go for it.
I'll turn around and wave my monkey tail at you to try and catch you.
It did not go well.
All right. Would you like to keep that number, or would you like to spend a Benny?
Which number is it again that determines the?
You would take the higher of the two, which is a 4.
Okay.
4, unfortunately, is not enough to get yourself to the other side.
Yeah, I'd like to re-roll.
All right, so you're going to spend one of your bennies.
Yeah. How do I spend it?
And you're going to re-roll. Now you take the higher of the two. So,
Hey, I like that better.
so there you go. So with the spending of the Benny, you again, you had yourself a little bit of a moment where you were a little hesitant. You thought about how you were going to do this. You were thinking Keanu Reeves and trying to do the Matrix run on the wall. And you finally figured out exactly how to manage it. And so you also do something extraordinarily athletic, and you land into Tugloppy's welcoming tentacles on the other side of the pit, assuming Tugloppy wants to catch you.
I was wiggling my monkey tail out there to catch him if he fell.
So you can grab the monkey tail just to avoid going into the pit.
Yeah. I say I do not want to go into the pit.
The pit is not
Good to
there.
know that. Good to know that the legend of Keanu Reeves and the Matrix has survived through all of this.
Yeah.
Keanu's still here.
It's written in the scrolls.
It's just immortal.
Somewhere he has been, he's been preserved some way, somehow. He's in there somewhere.
He's the new Jesus.
I don't
Most
know.
excellent of kingdoms.
Yeah, it's
He always
3000
was. He always
AK.
will be.
But look at my friend who's joined me, smile, and go, hey. High five.
High five.
Self high five. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, you too.
Ellis, did your athletics roll not work?
No, I accidentally clicked on reroll on Kerplugs. I didn't mean to do that.
Ah, okay.
I tried to sabotage my player.
So, if you wish to try to jump across the pit, you need an athletics roll for jumping, and you need a raise. So you need at least an 8 or better.
So, Frumpus, do you want to try next?
Sure.
Turn around and hang the monkey tail back out there for you.
I'm gonna give myself some assistance here. I'm going to take my for visual. What does my pantyhose sling look like?
It is quite
Like how-
literally. It is quite
Yes,
literally
Just a pair of
pantyhose.
pantyhose.
Yep.
Okay, great. So longer, not just like not like the size of a small thing. Okay, cool. So Sir Flumpus is going to take a running start, and it's very loud and annoying, kind of like a cat walking on the tinfoil that's around a Christmas tree to keep it from messing with it. Very loud and annoying. Then he's going to take a running start, and he's going to jump, and he's going to sort of swing the pantyhose over the pole, and then so that he can at least hang there if he doesn't make it all the way, and then just sort of propel himself across all the way.
I love this plan. So I'll tell you what your roll. What if you give me a 4 or better, you will catch the post, but probably will not make it to the other side, and you'll just be sitting there. You'll just be hanging there. But if you get an 8, you make the full jump.
Great.
I'll need an athletics from you, please.
Oh no!
And you cannot re-roll that because it is a full botch.
Jesus.
So you
So, Frumpus,
you,
I'm gonna miss you.
you rehearsed this in your head
Guys.
many times. You thought about this a number of times. You
I
rehearsed it.
over-engineered it. I'm trying to look too cool.
You really did. But you effectively ended up swan diving right into the pit.
Great.
Um,
Is there any time for, as I'm at least swan diving down, to put my shield in front of me at all?
absolutely.
Okay.
So your toughness is 7, and I got 10. So you are currently shaken. This game does not involve hit points in the normal sense. You are presently on the bottom of the pit with little stars fluttering about the top of your head. And Crimpet, you just saw this whole thing. It looked like Plumpus meant to do it.
It was deliberate! He shouts from the bottom. We must know our enemies!
I believe you. What's down there?
What's down here? Look around.
Rocks.
I sort of get back up.
I give Flumpus a 2 for the form, but a 9 on the conviction. It was great.
Stands up and tries to sort of flatten out the pieces of his tinfoil that have kind of gotten wonky.
Now, in order to break shaken in this game, you have to make a spirit roll. Since we're not currently in combat, we'll assume that you will be doing so eventually. But it's probably going to take you a round or two to kind of just be at the bottom going, oh.
Yeah.
So, Flumpus, bottom of the pit. Crimpets. So far, your party is batting 600 here.
Do you need help out of the pit, Frumpus?
I think I just need a moment to assess my life choices.
You're looking great, darling. Don't worry.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna run and jump over the pit.
Crumpet, before you go, don't forget, grab the monkey tail.
Grab the monkey tail. I need an athletics check from Crimpet, please.
Oh, I got a 7.
A 7. All right, 7 is 1 away. You are going to have to grab the monkey tail as previously instructed, because you're not going to make the end of the pit. But that tail does look rather inviting.
How do I grab the tail?
Well, I'm going to let you grab it automatically, but to Gloppy, I need you to make a strength check because someone just grabbed your tail and is yanking you in the direction of the pit.
We're all
Oh,
going to the
absolutely.
pit.
100% to the pit. See?
Would you like to Benny that?
I wouldn't, but I will.
I think it's funnier if we all go in the hole.
Strong agree. But let's waste what, Benny? It's early.
Okay. So sure enough, Krimpet is not a dainty cream fillion. She grabs your tail, yanks it, and you are managing to hang on and not being dragged into the pit. So she can basically pull up off. She's going to climb up on your monkey tail and be safe on this side.
Wait. Kerplunk. Come here. Hold my hands. Thank you.
I jump in and I grab in. Okay.
All right. This is gonna suck. Krappa or Flumpus, grab Krimpet. We're gonna make a people chain.
What?
You just hold on.
So you guys are
How
going
far
to do
down?
You guys are going to do a people chain to get Flumpus out?
Well, I mean, I've got a Krimpet on a tail, and this already sucks. So let's just ride it till the end, because otherwise it's going back down later.
Or we're all gonna end up down here.
Yeah, and I can't let go, otherwise, my potential meat shields to get through the rest of this vault are gone.
How
All right.
far? Remind me how deep it is. Can we even reach that far?
It is about 30 feet deep.
Oh, that's not. I don't think we're gonna.
I'm not 30 feet long.
You're not
No.
30 feet deep.
None of us are. Even 3 of you together is not gonna reach all the way. That's gonna reach like probably 20 feet maybe.
Does anybody have a rope?
I got a tail. You're holding on to it.
But not a
Debbie would want you to
30-foot long
believe.
tail.
Oh, that's attached to you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll let that go then.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, Tiglapi could potentially climb down and help Flumpus climb out. It's not, the walls are not smooth. You can just make a climb check to do so if you want to.
Yeah, I was gonna, once I'm sort of a little more together, sort of start trying to scramble my way up, see if I
All
can
right.
make it.
Give me an athletics climb check. You only need a 4. All right.
Haha.
So you
Takes me a
manage. There's enough handholds. You take your shield, sling it. You put your sword away, and you're there, climbing, and you do in fact diligently end up right beside your friends.
Just
But you
wheezing
did
a little.
get a close look at what the bottom of the pit looked like. And poor Tiglapi's missing a couple of patches of fur on the tail. But that's okay.
What did I see when I was down there? It was just nothing,
Just rocks.
right? Yeah.
Just rocks.
Okay.
Bottom of a pit.
Cool.
All right. Now, the door in front of you is just solid wood, but you guys can clearly see through some of the cracks at the top and at the bottom that there is golden light permeating through some of those cracks.
There's unspeakable horror behind this door, right?
Yep.
Don't talk about it.
The unspeakable horror apparently is got a lot of golden light.
Well, they said the back scratcher had a lot of golden light.
Well, there's that too.
Is the back scratcher
Perhaps
an unspeakable horror?
Maybe it's an evil back scratcher. In which case, we will have to defeat it. Nonetheless.
How are you gonna smite a back scratcher?
Sorry?
How are you gonna smite a back scratcher?
Well, if it's made of gold, it should have a really low melting temperature, so that could help.
It also may not be evil. It could just be cursed. Maybe we gotta save this back scratcher.
It's true.
I'm not
They
kissing a
need
back
to
scratcher.
exorcise it.
Save the back scratcher, save the kingdom.
Well, Sir
Alright.
Frumpus, do you want the honor of opening the door?
Of course.
She says from the
As
back
the-
of the group.
Listen, I didn't know where I was. Hold on, here I am. Beep 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 beep. I'm gonna go up and again, sort of shield raised. Reach out, and is there like, is it just a typical door knob type handle situation? Okay, great. Reach out and give it a heave.
You give it a heave. And you have a very, very large chamber. A bright golden beam of light shines down on a pedestal in the middle of the room. The object of your quest, the royal back scratcher, sits upon a velvet pillow sitting atop the pedestal. Faint choir music can be heard. You're not certain from where. That initial feeling of awe you feel is quickly replaced by dread once you notice the guardian of the room. What seems to be an endless length of red tape circles the room over and over and over again. It then rises up to defend its prize. So, you guys now see that.
Do you remember how we said the bureaucracy was built on blood?
Oh,
It's our blood.
I found it. Mild depression.
This thing is just oozing and sliding around the pedestal. This giant mass. It looks very much like an extremely large pile of spaghetti noodles. Just red tape.
do they appear menacing?
Well, it is imposing itself between the door and the pedestal. It is exactly where it is.
Alright, Sir Flumpus is going to walk forward, shield and sword raised. So just enter the room, and I have no qualms about cutting through red tape to get to what we need to save the kingdom.
Mm.
And it's gonna just sort of start creeping sort of around it, almost like trying to sort of skirt the edge, but always in a defensive stance.
All right. I am now going to deal out initiative cards. Hopefully you guys can see them.
We're in danger.
Heck, where'd that go?
I just got one.
Hold a moment. It is causing me a slight bit of grief. There's for you. And let's see. All right. Should be able to see them all.
Tom, I need another one.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I'm quick, so I can't get lower than a 5.
Oh, you can. All right. I've got myself an ace out there.
I have the ace of diamonds.
You do.
Oh, do I? Where do I see these cards? Next to my.
I see a card on my profile. Do I just click it?
Yep.
There should be a card on your name plate down at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you click on that.
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh, sorry. Here you go.
Oh,
Ella.
there. Now I have one. Great.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then I click the number or click the card itself to bring it out on the field.
Yep. So ace goes first. Crimpet, what would you like to do?
Has the red silly string made an aggressive motion towards my man?
Yep, this thing is certainly going to get in Sir Flumpus's face.
I would like to prevent it from doing so. I can move 8 squares. So I will come out to here. And I will load up my gun that can shoot nail-like stuff really far, and I will shoot the red tape in the face.
Gotcha.
Where's
Hitting
its
this
face?
thing is relatively easy because it's a giant mass.
The face is in the middle, because that's where everything's face is.
It is exactly where it is.
I get a 6 to hit it with my gun that can shoot nail-like stuff really far.
All right, you hit it, but you did not get a raise. Roll your damage, please.
Kablam. Oof, 5
So
damage.
5 points of damage. It did not seem to notice or care much.
I will yell out, "Leave him alone, you bitch," and shoot it with my nail gun.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
My daughter, you bitch.
Let's see, who's next?
Does
Who
it
has
go
them?
then from king down?
Yep.
Okay, then probably not me.
Got a 6.
4.
So.
Oh. Hold a moment. I still summoned 6.
Oh, that was mine. I brought it out onto the field. My bad.
My bad.
There you go. You can have my 9.
Yep. Don't know where they're going, but they're going.
That one went to your hand.
That's weird. Okay. Well,
One wants
I believe the king goes next. So, to Gloppy, what would you like to do?
Oh, I had the 9.
Oh, you had the 9. I still think you go next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for some
Wow.
reason, the roll 20 is being a little unusual for me.
No worries. I'm going to run because I'm not very quick, so flop, flop.
On regular ground, yeah, you're not the quickest.
So flop, flop. Look at there. Flop, 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 flop. Plop. I'm here. Oh, that's even bigger up close. That's me.
All right. Sir Plumpus, what is your card? I'm
4, but it says you're trying to steal it.
trying to. Our roll 20 is being difficult.
Do you
So
want to? I don't
Yep.
know how this works. Yes? All right,
Yeah.
I'll let it go.
There
All
we
right,
go.
there you go. I just didn't know
Yeah.
what to click.
Yeah, instead of doing hands, I'll just put cards out.
I think her plug 6 went next.
Sir Plug 6
Yeah.
goes next.
Okay, yep.
So Kerplug, you have a 6.
Yes, I have a 6. How do I see how much movement I have?
You should have a pace of 6, so you can move
Okay.
6 paces. If you want to move more than 6, you would need to make a running roll.
No, 6 should be sufficient as long as, I guess, depends on what the range of my ranged weapon is.
Yep.
It says range 6, 12, 24. So I think I should be good. Nope, didn't mean to move again.
And I have to say this only because of the fact that it's a reference that some of you might not get, but his ranged weapon are AOL throwing discs of sharpness.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. As I say, I whip them out and I throwing ninja throwing stars. It looks like it's just one, but then it's 3 of them. And I toss them away.
Oh no, that's 100 free hours.
Pretty much. There had to
Yeah,
be,
but it's
So valuable.
but it's this thing's last hours.
You've got mail.
Nice.
all
All right, so not great.
All right, you hit it, but you did not get a raise, so you can roll damage.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're counting the 6, not the bonus die. Did not seem to make that much of a serious dent in it.
Hmm.
Did you throw all of your discs or just?
I didn't know what my limitation was.
Well, the more you throw, you take penalties on the throws.
Hmm. So I'd only intended that as being like one attack, but how many can I do up to at once?
Well, if you do more, again, what'll happen is you will
Okay.
you'll take penalties on the rolls.
Okay, I don't feel like given how that first roll went, I don't want to chance it then. So I'm just gonna do that. I've done that one attack then.
Okay.
You know, I'll say Kerplug's main thing is I'm sticking to the back. I'm not getting anywhere. I want as many bodies between me and that thing as possible.
Understandable. All right. And then 4. We finally we finally come to Sir Flumpus. Sir Flumpus, this thing is definitely trying to get in your way.
Okay. I say, very well. Scissors it is. And going to pull out Excalibur and come at it and just try and slice through some of these pieces of tape.
Make me a roll.
Yeah.
Oops. What the heck happened? I'm really sorry. Something bizarre just happened. And my map went away.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Roll
I'm
20
not-
is being slightly difficult for me. Oh well.
Take that,
Well,
Matt.
I rolled a 4 and then a 5. So 4 on the d6 and then 5 on the wild.
Yep. So you hit it. Roll damage.
18.
18 is awesome. This thing has a pretty high toughness, but it's going to eat a couple of wounds and be shaken. Now, it does something called soaking. Basically, it has the capacity to, well, attempt to shrug this off. Didn't do it that one. And I'll spend another Benny. There we go. So it cost me 2 bennies for this thing to, well, recover or sort of turn a really, really bad attack into something which was a lot less manageable. All right, let me see now.
And just to make sure we don't forget, my shaken state from before, should
Yep,
that have factored into this?
No,
How
it should
does
be
that
all
work?
good. Like I said, normally
Okay.
when you're out of combat, I'll just, I normally just say, well, it'll happen eventually. So
Okay.
there's Kerplug, there's Crimbet, there is Tagloppy. Come on, Tagloppy. And Sir Flumpus. And finally, the big thing. All right, Sir Flumpus, you get to go right now.
Awesome. Well, that seems to work quite well. So let's give her another swing. Same roll. 4 and
That
5.
will hit. Roll me damage.
Great. 14.
14. All right, I'm going to spend a Benny to try to soak this damage. Well, at the very least, I'm running out of bennies. You are getting very, very good lucky rolls. Tell me what this looks like on screen. Sir Flumpus is literally just like, oh man.
Yeah, just yes, completely hammering it. And with the idea of cutting through red tape, it's almost like each blow is like an up and down, almost like a pair of scissors would be, just like trying to almost closing his eyes, attempting to imagine that he's using scissors.
Fair enough. All right.
And just screaming the whole time. Ah! Very unnecessary, completely unnecessary, just battle cries.
You have a battle cry for every occasion, so you might as well use them. Crimbet, you have a jack.
I do, and I got a big gun. And I'm gonna
You do have a big gun.
I'm gonna do a lot better this time, shooting this thing in its little ribbon face. Blam. Oh, it's a 12 to hit.
So yeah, you hit it with a raise, so we're gonna count your bonus damage.
Here we go. Here we go. Roll big. Nope. Oh. Can I spend a Benny to reroll damage?
Yes, you may.
I would like to do that. Yeah,
Wow, Roll20 does not care for you.
it is not. That's normal though. Any game where I have to roll dice is rough.
Math checks out.
That'll
You can take the
be
highest.
6 damage.
Well,
Well,
you can take
you
the
get the
highest of the
higher-
two, so you can take
Oh,
the 8.
yeah.
Perfect. I will take the 8 then.
You do get the higher of the two. The 8, unfortunately, is not enough to make a serious dent. Clearly, Sir Plumpus knows how to fight such a fiendish thing.
Sir Frumpus, is your sword magic or something?
No, only my spirit. He screams as he's continuing to play.
All right, Kerplug. You have an 8.
Yeah. Also, when we're hurting this thing, is anything like coming off of it?
Mhm.
I meant more like, is it bleeding everywhere?
It doesn't have blood per se, but definitely parts of tape are being cut loose and are lying immobile on the ground.
Okay. I have an idea. Let's see.
An idea.
So yeah, I am basically going to start. I'm going to try to go in the other direction. See if how this thing does with people going in multiple directions, and then I'll throw some more AOL discs.
Okay. So move yourself accordingly, and then make an attack roll.
Okay. I'll say I can't get too far in one turn, so.
If all you choose to do is run, you can typically get more distance.
Yeah, but I also want to try to weaken this thing too. Maybe next round I'll try like a double.
4
roll.
successfully hits it. Roll damage.
Huzzah.
7
better.
points. Did not seem to make as big a dent. All right.
Do I have its attention, or was it a weak enough of attack that it seems to be ignoring me?
It seems to be paying a little bit more attention to Sir Flumpus, but it will move over here to try to get. He gets 2 attacks, one on Sir Flumpus and one on Toglapi. So Sir Flumpus, his fighting is a D8. Nice. And my wild die. All right, so he misses sadly and pathetically on Sir Flumpus, as it sort of like launched out a number of these little red tape tentacles and did nothing to actually threaten you. Toglapi, I've got a 6, or whoa, I exploded. Nice. Or a 10. I believe
Got a raise. With a
I hit
raise,
you
yep.
with a raise. So here we go. All right, let me do it the old-fashioned one. You are taking 13 plus another D6. This is going to be bad. 16 points of damage. What is your total toughness, including armor and everything?
It's toughness of 6, so 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Would you like to try to soak?
Yeah, seems appropriate.
So you pitch a Benny and make
Yeah,
that.
I'll still take 1.
All right. So it has knocked you senseless. You are shaken currently, and you have taken a wound. All right. On your turn, you are currently shaken, but you can attempt to recover from being shaken if you want to. Make a spirit roll. Awesome. So you are up.
I will flop the last place over. Ow, ow, ow. That really, really hurt. And well, you've got multiple tentacles doing multiple things. So one will shoot a harpoon gun. Should hit, I think.
That hits. Your
Roll
slashy
damage
thing.
roll.
Or you want to roll? Do you want to roll damage first, or
Again, roll damage. So just the 6. It sadly stalled there.
all right? Did you re-roll damage?
It just lagged. So it'll be the first one, the 6. I'd love to keep
Okay,
the
because
31.
the 30. I think Alex saw the 31 and like went. His heart skipped a beat.
I'd love to keep it, but no, we'll be honest.
Oh, all right. The 6 did not do a tremendous amount of damage.
All right. So
You do
now
have
this,
a splashy thing, and you have martial art tentacles.
yep. So apparently it's lagging all kinds of fun right now.
Hmm.
Thanks, Roll20. So the slashy thing missed, and the tentacle.
Tentacle
Guys, just
hits. And sheesh, nice.
nothing. That was just 6.
And your last tentacle.
Should
Oh
be
no,
the
sorry,
2,
you
right?
only get I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
mistake. You only
Yep.
get 2 extra non-combats.
Yep,
So yeah, you guys saw Tagloppy do a slow waddle up to this thing, but once it finally got there, it was just like this little whirling buzzsaw of tentacles.
Flop, flop, play fizz. Oh, it's not here. No relief.
All right. Kerplug gets an 8. Krimbet gets a jack. Tagloppy gets a jack. Sir Flumpus gets the Joker. Yeesh. Now, a Joker means you can act any time in the round that you want to, and you get a +2 on anything you do this round. So, Sir Flumpus, you have the option of going first.
Want to prevent this thing from harming my companions, so I will go first and try and continue to slice away at this guy.
All right.
Pull out my shit. Oh, there it is. Sorry, everything closed. Go.
All right. So with your, are you happy with that roll? You with a 7, you hit normally. An 8 is what you need to get a raise.
Okay, so that missed then. Okay, let me.
No,
Yeah,
you,
I'll roll.
you
I did hit.
You just didn't do it. You just didn't do didn't get a raise on the damage. So
That's
would you
okay.
like to keep that result?
I'm gonna keep this
All right.
because
Then
I haven't been taking the raise before, and I've still been doing okay, I think.
All right.
So.
Then roll damage.
And of course I said that, so I didn't. But I'll use Benny and reroll my damage.
Gotcha.
Still bad. Okay. I'm too distracted by my injured friend to my right. I'm just seeing Tagloppy take hits and going, no! Not really aiming.
Fair enough. The Jack of Spades goes next. Gloppy. Apparently, Sir Flumpus is crying vengeance in your name.
Thumbs up. Good job. Ow, ow, ow. Oh. Oh yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, sure. Let's wild attack this thing. So slashy thing it first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is with a raise, so you're going to get bonus damage. So that's 15. Jeez. All right. He is shaken and wounded.
And let's smack him with the tentacle. Just a 4. Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually 17 damage on the previous from the.
Oh,
the
you're
wild
right.
attack.
That's a second wound. Now you're still taking the -1 because of the wound penalty, so that becomes a 3.
Does it add the damage?
Well, you still have 1 wound on yourself, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. For the second attack roll is only a 3.
Okay. Yep. And you get another tentacle if you'd like.
Absolutely. Tentacles all day long. There's a 4.
That is a 4. That hits. Roll damage. 5.
Only a 5.
All right. So your slashy thing made a deep cut in this thing, and you saw a big chunk of tape cut loose and lying immobile on the ground. It is not completely out of it just yet, but it is severely hurt.
Thanks, Flumpus. You did great.
Krimbet.
Krimbet will also wild attack.
Aha.
Now, Tom, my gun that can shoot nail-like stuff really far, it says it has a rate of fire of 3. What does that mean?
If you decide to, but you can fire as many as 3 times, but you'll take the penalties for every additional attack. It's like if this was a modern game and you were like using a automatic fire, that kind of thing. So you can make 3 shooting rolls and 1 wild die. and
Okay.
anything that hits.
I'll try that.
Kind of like what Wiki was doing in the Deadlands game.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So 3 shooting rolls and 1 wild die.
Yep.
So shooting 1.
I mean, I don't think the character sheet will do that. So just treat. We'll do the shooting rolls and then the last wild die. Now you're getting a +2 because you are wild attacking, but that gives you a -2 because you're firing so many times. So you hit this thing twice. You fired 3 nails, 2 of them actually hit. Roll damage twice.
Dope.
Unless you want to spend a Benny to get the 3rd hit.
No, I'll take the 2.
All right.
So here's the first one. Roll damage.
Jeez, oh man.
That was. I had to get the thing to get damage to pop up. It's 4 damage.
Okay. And the second one?
16 damage.
That is a good number. All right. Would you like to describe how your nails killed this thing?
Yeah, so I drop back. I whisper a prayer to little Debbie into the barrel of the gun that can shoot nail-like stuff really far away, and I just start unloading. Anytime a red tape comes down to grab one of my friends, I nail it to the ground. I nail some of it to the ceiling. It's just nails everywhere.
This thing is no longer moving. But you still hear battle cries coming from your colleagues because, after all, battle cries. Kerplug, you are in the process of sneaking around, and again, you notice that the big beastie is no longer moving.
Cool. I don't feel like I have to sneak as much, and I just take off in a sprint.
Print pad. High five.
I will go and give him a high five.
Self high five is fun.
Lots of self high five. So yes, the red tape monster is no more. And sitting on the pedestal is in fact the royal back scratcher. It is an ordinary looking wooden twig with a string tag that just reads royal back scratcher. But it is, however, in a beam of golden light. And you can hear choir music.
Anything I can do to like examine it further, make sure it's not booby trapped or anything?
Absolutely. Give me a thievery roll. You are relatively certain that this thing is not trapped. You don't see any things that are tying it to the pillow that it's resting on. You're looking around for all the various things that might trigger a trap, and nothing's really coming up. Actually, in fairness, I should have given you the option of either taking thievery or notice. I'm assuming you would have taken thievery because it was a better number.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. If I'm feeling fairly certain, I go, hey, excuse me. Hey, Sir Flumpus, do you want to take the honors and pick this thing up? And I take a quick, just like a slight step back when I say it.
This light seems welcoming and happy. But just to be safe. And he's going to sort of take his sword and kind of like try and poke through the light and like knock it out the back of the light.
Okay.
Sort of like almost trying to like bat it out.
You're batting it out of the light. As soon as you knock it off the pillow, the choir music stops. But nothing else happens in response.
Does it keep
It was a
glowing?
lovely soundtrack.
It
Sorry,
was
did someone ask a
this
question?
weird Vangelis Tangerine Dream combo thing.
What if I put my hand into the light?
When you put your hand into the light, the music kicks in again.
I quickly retract back.
It turns on.
Oh, me next. Just want to hop on the pillow.
Is it the same music?
It is.
If I hop on the middle of the pillow and just bathe in the golden light, do I get choir music?
Yes, you do.
Does it pick up from where it left off, or does it start over again each time?
It's difficult to tell.
Hmm.
They're not exactly like broken into verse and chorus like you're probably expecting. It's more just the
Harmonies.
yes.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel
By throwing
amazing.
things in and out, we could probably lay down a sick angelic beat. If we wanted.
But yes, to gloppy is just basking, I think is probably the right verb.
Tom, I would like to harvest like 10 feet of red tape if I can from this thing's body.
Absolutely. Harvesting red tape is easy to do. Since you guys don't have rope and you probably still have to cross that pit.
It's a good call.
Look, guys, I've got a plan for the king that's going to make him really want to reward us even more.
Oh. I think just the knowledge that we have served the realm is reward enough for me, but
Can I
I
see the back
respect
scratcher?
Huh?
Can I see the back scratcher?
Yeah, it's still on the floor, and I'm gonna go and like pick.
Ellie just froze for me. Did Ellie freeze for you guys?
It was
Yes.
cursed.
Oh no! Ellie, come back.
Y'all freeze? Oh no.
Oh no,
Oh,
you're back.
You're back.
Okay. Sorry,
Well-
I just. Oh, and of course, right now my Zoom says your internet connection is unstable. It's been kind of stormy here, and my lights have been flickering all day, so I'm really hoping that the internet doesn't go out.
Hold on, internet.
But I don't know if you caught, but I go and I pick up the back scratcher that's still on
Yep.
the floor from where I knocked it out. And
Back scratcher is now in your possession.
great, and I'm just going to come over to Crimpet and go down on one knee and present and say, Slayer of red tape, a back scratcher. Present
You're a
it.
hero, Frumpus. And I'm going
no,
to take
you.
some of the red tape, I'm going to nail it to the base of the back scratcher
Okay.
with my nail gun.
You've got a nail gun.
We'll nail the other end of the throne so this doesn't ever happen again.
Very smart. Although, what if he needs it somewhere else? It does seem odd to me that they would store something so important behind so many. Well, maybe not. I guess
It'll be easier to come down to the
this is
throne
actually
room.
completely expected. Now that I think about it. Of course,
anything else that-
getting to the back scratcher that you need is behind a bunch of red tape. That actually makes perfect sense.
Is there anything else that seems like it would easily fit in my pocket?
It would still stick out, but yes.
What
So
kind
I
of things do
believe
see?
the back scratcher is presently in the possession of Crimpet.
Yes.
All right. And you are going to leave the royal vaults, I'm assuming?
Before we go, I'm just gonna grab the pillow too.
All right.
No reason
Wait.
to leave this pillow here with nothing
Just-
on it.
Just one more minute. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
So who gets to be the
Okay,
king
but-
if somebody else scratches him?
I was planning on just going straight on through, but if anyone does want to break, say something. So you guys slowly, work your way back out. You go past the traps, across the pit, through the room with all the sharp, pointy bits, and so on, and out through the translucent material. You guys exit onto street level, and you come out into the sun, and you are met by about a half dozen creatures that look like they are almost made out of slime. And they are just staring at you like they were waiting for you guys to exit. And a couple of them are even sitting there with a club, sort of like, batting it into the palm of his hand. He's like, all right, you guys, we're going to take that thing right now, see? And there won't be any trouble.
You don't look like our parade back. You don't look like our parade back at all.
You ain't getting no parade back. What you're going to do is you're going to give us that thing, and then we're going to let you go. Maybe if we're really nice about it, maybe we'll let you go. Are we going to let them go? No. No,
Yeah.
stop. Don't say that out
Yeah.
loud.
He said yes. You can't go back on his word. He's the one
No,
in charge,
no,
not
no.
you.
But he's not the boss. He's
Yes,
not
he
the
is. Look
boss.
at him. He's the biggest slime. He's the
I'm
boss.
the
You're not the boss.
boss.
You're not the
Real
boss.
quick. Do you have the proper paperwork to take possession of this item?
We don't actually need the right paperwork. See, we're like what do they call them? Criminals. Yeah, that's the thing that we are. We don't need the paperwork.
We don't have the
Oh,
back
I-
scratcher.
What do you mean you don't have the back scratcher? What do you think? What did you go down there for?
We went down there for the back scratcher, but we ran into danger and we couldn't find it.
Then what's that sticking out of the worm's pocket?
This is the royal skip jump.
It is not.
Yeah,
By
it
the
is.
way,
See, it's got a ribbon on it. The back scratcher doesn't have a ribbon on it.
Give me a persuasion roll.
I'm not good at this.
Oh, also one thing I neglected. After forgetting the back scratcher, everybody gets a Benny.
Nice.
So everyone gets a free Benny just for getting the back scratcher.
I roll a d4 minus 1 and I got a 6 on my persuasion check.
All right, fine. Let me roll a smarts roll for the goon.
Do I get a
Or-
bonus for the back scratcher not having a
However, my goon got a 7 on his smarts roll
whack?
because he rolled his natural 4 turns into a 7. He's like, no. That certainly looks like a back scratcher to me. What are you trying to pull? We'll take that thing right now, thanks.
How many of them are there again?
About 6. It's like, yeah. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that thing from you, and maybe we'll let you go. Maybe we won't let you go. But we're going to take that thing from you.
You're giving a lot of maybes, but the one thing that is not a maybe is how I feel about criminals. And you are a blight on this realm. Think fast! And I'm gonna throw the pillow at his face and then take a swing.
All right, give me an athletics roll for your throw.
Sir Frumpus knows what's
Boy.
up.
All right, you
4?
successfully. A 4 is a good number. You successfully hit the thug in the face with the pillow. I'll let you roll damage just because I want to see the thing explode into like 50 million points. So roll me a D2, odd or even, take your pick, or high-low.
So, Ellie, you'll want to type
I'm
/roll d2 into the chat.
Yeah.
at the
Okay,
bottom right.
gotcha. Slash roll. Whoa, that's not how you spell. Slash roll. All one word. D2.
Space.
Like
Space.
space after
D2.
roll.
All right, so you did a point of damage to him, which he shrugged off. It was a pillow. I was hoping for it to explode.
How much psychic damage was it, though?
And then you're going to...
Yeah, how about his like emotional state right now?
It's a
That was
very
pretty
sick
absorbent
burn.
pillow.
Well, the sword is going to probably affect his emotional state
That's
more
true.
than anything else. So give me an attack roll, please.
All right. Mhm.
All right, so your 9 is a hit with a raise. So now you're going to do damage, and you get the bonus damage as well. So when you click roll damage, we're adding it all together.
20
heaven.
points.
Oh my gosh.
That was
Okay.
a sucker hit.
Your sword comes out his back, and the other guys are just staring in utter amazement. Like they're just like that.
Any of you want to reform your ways?
Are the 3 of you doing anything else in response to Sir Plumpus skewering this poor guy?
I'm looking intimidating with my nail gun.
Would you like to make an actual intimidate check? I will give you a +4 right now because of the fact that Sir Plumpus skewered somebody.
Would that be a spirit roll? What would that be based on?
They would fight it with a spirit roll, but you're going to make an intimidation. If you don't actually have the skill, it's going to be a skill on
Oh, there's an
an
unskilled button.
untrained skill.
Yeah, see? I got an 8 with an unskilled skill.
Is there like an aid function?
There is. You can all basically make a similar thing if you all want to look intimidating, imposing, and so on.
Well, and you got a +4.
Yep, I will give all
Right.
of you an intimidation +4.
Oh, if it's +4, I got a 12.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it too. And I'm going to say that basically I pull out a few more of my AOL discs and I say, gentlemen, the thing about crime is it requires confidence in your convictions.
Yeah.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Maybe is not the word of a criminal.
Oh, no,
Okay.
I clearly did not say that with enough confidence.
Yeah.
The
I got
AOL
it.
just fall out of your hand. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, and you had this little like Peter Brady voice, voice thing happening.
Confidence in your convictions. And that's what causes my AOL disc to clatter to the ground.
Do you wish to also contribute to this scene?
Oh, of course. I'll spend a penny. We got one. There's no sense keeping them.
There's no prize for having the most at the end.
There usually is, but I'll try and win it. That's only a 7, but I'll take it.
All right, so
Many angry tentacles go many different directions.
it's almost like the three of you like struck a pose right behind Sir Flumpus as he skewers a guy, and you're all looking all as badass as you possibly can. So one died, 4 of them just immediately turn and run away, and one guy seems to just be standing there dumbfounded, like he wasn't aware that the other 4 were going to run, and he wasn't aware that his boss was going to get skewered. So he's sort of standing there and trying to survey the situation, and he just realized that he's all by himself. Do you wish to attack him? Do you wish to what do you wish to do with this lone gentleman?
Paglapi, wrap him up. I want to know who sent these goons.
Oh, hey, buddy. Self high five. Blah, 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 blah.
All right. Do you wish you are wrapping him up? Are you
Yes.
are we doing a grapple? Are you tying him in red tape? What is the plan?
Oh, I have many tentacles going many places. I'm going anime on him, essentially.
Oh,
Effectively,
no.
yes.
It is inappropriate. Well, it's after 8 o'clock. It's fine. We can do PG-13. Let's wrap. Hey, buddy.
Well, it's okay. I mean, so long as you're not doing Legend of the Overfiend, I think we're fine.
No. It's in the wild attack, so it's 6 to hit.
All right, so you successfully grappled this guy. He was not putting up much of a fight because of his temporary catatonic state, but you do in fact go up and give him the ultimate tentacle hug, and now he is pretty much immobile. Now he is a little on the slimy side, so you're getting goo on your tentacles. But,
I'll link him back in response. We'll fight this out.
Forgot that they were slimy.
Hey, that's mean. I'm not slimy.
No, not you, them.
Actually, Kerplug is slimy, but
I think we're all a little slimy.
you're all a little slimy.
Given where we live, I think it's just a general.
It is the world you're living in. And for anyone who reads Andy's world, I am being extremely PG in his world. He gets much weirder than I do it again. Excuse me. All right, so you have this gentleman successfully grappled in a big tentacle hug, and when he realizes, that 2 seconds go by, and he realizes that he's been tentacled, it's like, hey, look, I was just kidding, all right? I was just kidding. I'm not actually going to do anything. You can keep the thing. I promise you can take the thing.
It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
Yeah, that's all it was. I mean, nothing, meant by it. I mean, yeah, you can keep it. Yeah.
Just gonna stroke his slimy head. Just go shh. Calm down, buddy. Shh. You're coming with us. It's okay.
This was just on a whim? How did you know we were going down there? Who sent you?
Well, we knew you were going down there. I heard word that there was a parade, but
We did kind of bring that.
I mean, I heard that there was a parade, but but yeah, that's it. It was a parade. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah. We just were gonna wait for you to come out. That's all. Yeah, that's it.
Do
Yeah.
we believe this guy? Is there like a sense
I
motive
don't.
roll?
I was gonna say, is there an insight check here?
The closest thing this game has is notice. You guys can all make me a notice roll.
Okay, I don't
Oh,
believe
I wanted
a
to just
word
choose not to
coming
believe
out of
him and
this
act accordingly.
slimy mouth.
I'm pressing X to doubt.
Good Lord. Kerplug, he is clearly and obviously lying. Even if you, I mean, with your notice, you come to the realization that if you were going to lie, you'd be coming up with a lot better lies. But yes, he is certainly lying like crazy.
I think you not only look like shit, but are full of shit.
Hey.
Who sent you?
Nobody? Yeah. Nobody sent me. Yeah.
Slimy buddy, listen. She's got more smiting to do. You don't want to end up like your boss. Just tell her, please.
Would Taglapi like to make me a persuasion or an intimidation roll?
They're the same. You could also make taunt, but we'll go with persuasion.
Yes, but taunt would make him want to hurt you.
He probably does. But scan 9.
A 9 is a good number. Yeah. Okay. Look, there was this fat guy. He smelled really bad, but he wanted me to get the thing from you guys if you came out. Yeah, it was just some guy, fat guy, smelled bad.
Does that match the description of anybody we've met so far?
Yeah, or anyone we saw at court?
Yes. When you were in the main throne room and you saw all those guys that were standing there with armfuls of paper, one of them certainly fits that category.
At least Splotch is still a good dude.
I'm gonna pull. Sir Flumpus will pull his sword out and just kind of hold it up against Slimy Boy's neck and ask, "We'll let you go if you tell us where you were supposed to meet this guy after robbing us of our hard-earned back scratcher."
We weren't actually going to meet the guy. He didn't want the thing. He just didn't want the king to get it.
What were you supposed to do with it afterward then?
I don't know. He said that we could just take it and go.
Interesting.
I don't think he wanted the thingy. He wanted. I think he wanted something else.
What is the king to suffer?
Sounds like whoever this was seems to want to rob the kingdom of its ruler.
Yeah, I guess maybe he just said rob a bunch of people when they came out the vault. That's all, and take the thing. That's all he said. I swear, that's it.
I say we lock him in the vault until we get more answers.
I like this plan.
Just say we take him with him and tell him to point out the guy who hired him.
Wait a minute. The guy with
I
the
think
split
taking
said
him
I
to
can
court
go.
is a good idea. I think taking him with us to point out the fella who hired him is very
Gotcha. So we lock his buddies in the vault as collateral then.
Well, his buddies are all gone.
Except for his
one's
boss.
dead.
He's a puddle. Yeah.
One is most thoroughly dead.
I mean, he was a puddle
Definitely
before.
put that in the vault so as to not have that come back to haunt us.
I mean, just my dreams, man. Just my dreams.
So the guy starts going, hey, wait a minute. The sword over here said that I could go.
Oh yeah, shh. It's okay.
I said you could go if you told us where you were going to meet him, but it turns out you weren't going to meet him anywhere, so I think that
Now you're going to go meet him in court.
Yes. Now you'll go meet him with us.
Then we'll let you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
But don't I get to go?
I never specified as to when. You gotta read the fine print, sir. And then we'll just start ushering him toward the castle.
We have altered the deal. Pray we don't alter it further.
Actually,
Hey,
anytime he
That's not
anytime he
really
starts to
fair.
complain, I just stroke his head. Shh, shh. Hey, shh.
Every once in a while, when you guys are going through the streets, some citizens are looking at this situation, and a couple of them are a little curious. No one is speaking up or doing anything about it quite yet, but at the very least, you are getting multiple stares as citizens are like, "What is going on over here?"
Don't worry,
They're
we filled out
not-
our abduction paperwork.
No,
You
as
did
I'm
not
going
file the
through,
right paperwork to abduct somebody.
I don't think we're abducting. I think we are
Mm.
He's coming
citizens
of his own.
arresting.
No, he's coming of his own free
Um,
will, isn't that right? Yes. Shh, shh.
As more and more people sort of start to stare, I'll just be like, "Have no fear, fine folks. We have captured a vagrant of your fair city, and
And
we are
completed
bringing
your
him
quest.
to justice at the king's court."
And completed your quest.
And completed the quest. Sir
I don't
Flumus,
want to
could
draw more attention to the fact that we have this valuable item, seeing as we've already been tried to be
Yes.
robbed of it once.
Oh, too bad, because I absolutely do. We did it!
Lo hicimos, we did it.
Sir Flumus, could you make me a persuasion check? I'm not going to ask you to do one per citizen, but you are going to try to, calm their nerves a bit as you are walking back. Absolutely. You are political in your delivery practically. Everyone just is like either locked onto your every word that you say, or their concerns are completely swept away. All you have to do is basically be like, we're doing king's work, and absolutely you guys managed to handle all of that. Where do you wish to go? You have options, but I did not want to assume anything.
Think back to court, right?
Aha.
Yeah, I think back to the court.
Heading back to the court.
And is there any way for us to better hide the back scratcher?
Don't give it to me.
Yeah, how big is it? Can I hold it behind my shield?
It's a like a wand, I guess. It's 2 to 3 feet long, jagged.
Do I have a scabbard for my sword?
Yes, you do.
Can I just put it down there? Down the scabbard of the
Absolutely.
sword? And then be holding the
Absolutely.
sword? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see how court reacts if we didn't find it, Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Give me a moment to do a little prep here.
Oh,
Ooh, now that's the question. Do we want to pretend that we didn't get it, or that we were robbed of it, and see who in the court reacts? Say they got away with it, but we caught this guy.
I like that plan.
He does too. Shh, shh, shh.
Oh, we can put some tape over his mouth.
Oh, not every time he talks.
Good call.
That's
The absolute
true.
moment he takes a
True,
breath.
we could gag him with the red tape. That's an
That is
option.
true.
Can we
Alrighty.
gag a slimy creature? Will it just go through him? I don't know how.
No, you should be able to gag them.
Just shove the
Hopefully
pill in
you
its
got-
mouth. It's absorbent.
Hopefully you guys are seeing the throne room at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Yes.
I don't have minis for all the various creatures, but the throne room is full of courtesans. Various bureaucrats, various dignitaries, they are all sitting around the king, waiting oh so patiently to see what's happening. The king is still lashed down to his throne in the middle, and the entire chamber is full of individuals that are all sitting there watching intently to see what happens. When you guys walk in, a number of people, realize that you've walked in, and they're like, they've returned. And then a couple of them are like, I thought there were 4. What's with the slimy one?
I'm not slimy.
And why are they hugging?
Sir Flumbus will step forward and sort of keeping an eye on everyone in the room. So, my liege, I'm afraid we have some terrible news. And Sir Splotch, unfortunately, while we did retrieve the royal back scratcher, upon our exit we were accosted by a group of ruffians. This one being one of them. Unfortunately, they made off with the back scratcher. I know not what to do. I know I have failed horribly in my task. Anyone reacting to this speech?
I'm shutting the court zero.
Most of the crowd is gasping in like shock, surprise, awe.
Yeah.
I would, however, like a notice check from everybody.
I imagine the king is probably starting to cry from being so itchy.
All right, Crimbet. Among all of these shocks and gasps and oh my gosh, somewhere in the crowd you heard.
I heard a
Can I re-roll? Use a Benny
Sure.
re-roll.
Absolutely.
I have an 8 and keen eyes. Does that help?
Right, but this is a hearing thing.
The plug got a 20 if that matters.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I see the 10 for Crimbet.
You scroll up.
And mine was a
Kerplug got
20
a
on the
20.
wild die.
Oh yeah.
You got a 20 on the wild eye. Good.
You
Lord,
got
I
a
didn't
20
even
and a
know.
1.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that one. So yeah, Kerplug, you easily picked that up too. I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
That's okay. I misunderstood how it. Anyway.
So yes, so you also heard this tiny little coming from somewhere to the north, the north part of the chamber. But again, it stood out from all of the gasps and shock and awe. And the guy currently in Taglapi's possession, since he can still basically speak, he's like, can I go now? It's like, we're here, right? I can go, right? I can go.
Not yet. It's okay, buddy.
Oh,
This will be great. You'll love it.
I don't think so.
What was the DC on that? I rolled
An 8. The magic number was an 8. Okay. So again, you two specifically heard someone chuckle. But
just heard though, didn't like see
just heard.
which person.
Again, you've
Okay.
got it's a mass of people. You've probably got about 4 to 5 dozen people in here who are all just keenly observing the king, who is at his on his last nerve, as he's basically like not able to scratch an itch. He's just freaking out.
Okay.
But
Pray tell, Sir Splotch, what happens now?
Alas, we must allow the king to scratch, and therefore he will lose the throne. And Splutch actually starts walking over to Melonhead, the king and highfalutin King Melonhead, and he's like, "Sire, are you sure of this?" And the king is like frantically shaking his head, "Yeah."
All right. Wait. Hold.
Oh,
I'm gonna turn to our buddy, our slimy friend, who's in Taglapi's tentacles,
Mhm.
and just ask, "Do you see him? Do you see him here?"
Turn me a little to the right.
Okay, yeah. Or hold on. We'll do this the right way. Nah, pick him up. We'll just start walking. We'll see the crowd.
Can I use a sort of smell sense? Because then we say they smell
Oh,
Oh
particularly.
yeah, you said it was smelly.
You can make me a notice roll for smell, absolutely. And especially since you heard the chuckle, you can even like narrow it down a bit.
4 and a 5.
All right.
I do have a Benny though.
You do have a Benny.
I think I'll use the Benny. Like it's
Okay.
now's the time. Let's try that again.
Jeez, oh man. Yeah, someone definitely catches your attention as you are looking around going, you see someone up there that sort of matches the description of fat, ugly, stinky, and so on. He is flanked by more of these slimy goons. And
oops, sorry.
and he is the one standing out in the crowd.
What's the name of the king's advisor guy?
Splutch.
Clutch.
Splutch. Splutch, if I may, before you allow the king, is there anyone who would stand to gain? Is there an immediate next in line for of secession?
Oh, well, not as such. When the king loses the throne, it goes to various individuals based on the royal edicts.
And who would be next?
Well, he produces a copy of the royal edicts and offers them to you.
I'll sign the requisite forms and
Yeah.
give it a quick
This
skim.
is in fact a copy of the royal edicts. How the king loses the crown under various circumstances.
The best cherry pit spitter by distance.
Hmm.
Is there anyone in this room who is well known for their cherry spitting prowess?
And a couple of people are like looking around and so on. Since you've already sort of looked at that guy and sort of ID'd him in the crowd, a couple of people are looking at him.
Can we spill the beans now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, sir. I see you've got some other friends who look like our friend here.
Hey, buddy, is that him?
No, that isn't him.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to get smitten? You saw what happened to your boss.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. I swear, that's the guy. And as soon as your friend starts shouting, that's the guy, that's the guy. This gentleman steps up and he goes, "This is preposterous. We are not going to listen to this criminal. He's already been identified as a criminal. He is certainly not capable of telling the truth."
Just got you there, buddy.
I'm going to approach. Is Splutch like near the king?
Yes.
All right. Permission to approach you, Sir Splutch.
Of course.
All right. I'm going to come up, and not until I'm like right next to him
Okay.
am I going to pull out the golden back scratcher from my scabbard. We did in fact find.
When you do that, this gentleman steps forward. "That cannot be the possible back scratcher. I mean, after all, you had already said that it had been taken. That is a forgery. That is."
We took it and hid it in order to weasel you out, as you are the one who have hired these goons to attempt to accost us and take it from us, but we dealt with them handily. And I'm going to present the
the goons at this point, upon hearing the word goons, the goons are actually a little heartbroken. They're it's like, hey, we have feelings too.
We're not goons, we're henchmen. We believe in the cause.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy, but you are a liar.
I mean,
Thanks for helping me remember the difference, Alex.
so two more come out of the shadow, shall we say. And they also join in. And one of them literally goes to points at Sir Plumpus. We have feelings too, We're not just a bunch of mindless goons,
Then why align yourselves with someone so treasonous, if that word does not apply to you?
Money.
Also, would I be like over here now? I don't know exactly.
Yeah, you'd be up
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
everyone, I mean, I'm assuming Tegloppy's probably somewhere, because you had to slow people around. You guys are all in the various vicinity. This guy who does smell very badly is just like, again, looking at, he is absolutely emphatic. That is not an actual back scratcher. That is a fraudulent back scratcher. No one can prove otherwise. And
It bears the red tape that it was guarded by.
it's like, well, maybe you found other red tape, perhaps. There, maybe that's it.
Oh,
We did
Well, you
mount the
guys-
head of our last victim on the back scratcher, if you want to keep talking, buddy.
You know what? You bring up an excellent point, but did you fill out the proper requisition forms to make a forgery accusation?
And upon this, several of the other bureaucrats are like, well, yes, sure, we haven't actually used those forms in quite a long time. He has not filed the proper paperwork. You're practically
I'm really learning the ins and outs of this
politician in
place.
So he steps forth after hearing the accusation. I just lost Alex. Was I supposed to lose Alex?
Oh yeah, I think he just had to hit his camera real quick.
He does, however, stand up and he's just like, well, perhaps something else then. And you see him turn to his goons, henchmen, minions, whatever, and he says something to them, and they draw their weapons and step forward. He is doing his best to blend in with the crowd. He basically dives back into the crowd and is trying to hide. So, what would you guys like to do at this point? 4 goons are approaching and they want to do something hostile.
Have I so I had intended to at this point have handed off the
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to shout to the masses, "Don't let him get away!" And I'm going to start sort of skirting around their group of slimy boys and trying to follow.
All right. So I'm going to deal initiative. Crimpet would have gotten a 4, but no.
And I shout into the crowd, there's 1,500 clams each for anyone who lays down arms.
That's pretty good. King for Flumpus. Nice. Come on, give me my 6. There we go. 6 for Kerplug. Tegloppy gets an 8. The goons get a 10. And my mystery goon gets a 3.
Mystery goon, you say?
Mystery goon.
Jinkies.
Yeah, I know, really. You take the
Mr.
mask off
E-Goon.
and it's done nuts. Sir Flumpus, you currently have the back scratcher has in fact been handed off to Splutch. You have these gentlemen that are stepping forth to do hostile things. You have first action.
All right. Do we count diagonals?
Yeah, I'm not going to do the whole Pathfinder every other thing.
Okay, okay.
That was annoying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 5.
Oops.
And get up here.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna. Well, because if I run, I can't do anything else, right?
You can do
Like-
other things, but you take penalties to try to do more things.
Okay, I'm going to take the extra 2 to 3 squares and get right up behind the guy.
All right. He has dropped to all fours and is presently scooting away at the knee level of all of the crowd.
All right, I'm going to sort of shove my way through the crowd, and when I see him, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh no, you don't!" And I'm gonna try and like jump on his back and pin him on the ground.
Okay. That is not going to be an X clubber. That's just going to be a straight
Yeah.
fighting roll.
Yeah.
So click fighting on your character sheet.
Fighting.
Fighting. All right. So you try to just drop on him. Are you happy with that 3, or would you like to spend a Benny to get another
I'll
number?
spend a Benny and reroll.
Okay.
That's
You
not
get a
much better.
4. You can keep spending bennies if you want. Are you happy with the 4?
I got a couple more. Sure, I'll reroll again. Why not?
I mean, this is finale
Nope.
time.
Nope, we're here. Okay,
Roll,
we're gonna sit at
roll
4.
20, roll 20 has so declared. Okay, so
It
you
has.
try to drop on him, and you
And just to
actually
be clear, I'm not trying to like jump and sit on him. I'm just trying to like jump with my feet. So I'll still
Yeah.
land on my feet if I miss.
so you land on your feet, but you will not get him
Sure.
as solidly as you want him, so you don't have him
Sure.
incapacitated or pinned or anything.
Sure.
So Tegloppy, or sorry, not Tegloppy, the goons. I have a goon that is coming after Sir Flumpus because you are attacking the boss. They will take their swings. Let's see. One gets a 5. What is your parry?
I believe a 7. Let me just double check.
Yep, because you have a
7.
shield.
Yep. It's a
And
7.
another guy gets a 5. They take their weapons and they go swishing over the top of your head, and they miss sadly. 2 of them are going over to Tegloppy because you currently have in your tentacles one of their bowling team. So they are going to grab you and undo your tentacles to free their friend.
Bye, buddy.
Let's see. All right, they did not do an absolute bang up job here. So give me a strength roll. I'm going to roll strength as well. And because you are tentacled, I believe you get a bonus on grappling and such.
Believe so.
I believe so.
+2, so 7.
So these 2 guys fumble to grab your tentacles. They don't get a really firm grip and they're trying desperately to undo it, but you have a very strong grip on their friend. That was them. Tegloppy.
Well, I've got 1 slimy person and 2 other slimy people. Let's make them 1 big slimy person. So let's try and grab one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just all out. Let's make sure we get him. So guy number 1. An 8 to hit.
8 to hit. That hits his parry. No raise though.
Gotcha. No, so I'm not trying to damage him. I'm just
You're just trying to grab him.
squishing them together. And I have even more tentacles, so there's even another guy. That's an 8 to hit him.
That is an 8 to hit. Okay. Their strength is not great, and their extras. And lag.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I know.
Got
It'll
the
pop up eventually. Because wonderfully it just says rolling the dice and it's not doing anything else.
Well, if it ever comes up.
There we go. So
6
this,
and a 4.
so you now have I'll say a tenuous grasp on these guys. Hugging 3 of them is going to be tough, and maintaining all 3 is going to be tough.
Oh yeah.
But you currently have 3 of them in a headlock, and you've got 1 tentacle free to give them noogies if you are so inclined.
Oh, you don't noogie them. It's obvious what you do. Shh, shh. It's okay. Just let it happen. Shh.
Crimpet.
Crimpet has a bold plan.
I love bold plans.
We'll see how it works out. Sir Frumpus is over there dealing with the guy that's crawling away, and I would like to assist with that. I'm going to run up here beside the person that is on all fours trying to crawl away, and I'm going to nail one of his hands to the floor.
Okay, give me an attack roll. You are targeting the hand. You're going to take a small penalty, though.
I got a 16 to hit him in the hand.
That hits him in the hand.
Chunk, chunk,
All right, roll damage.
for 8 points of damage.
All right, his toughness is 8. You shake him.
Don't run.
All right, Kerplug at 6.
So it seems like no one took me up on my offer to lay down arms for money. I don't know if I believe these criminals that really what they care about is money, but that's neither here nor there.
They are attempting to free their friend.
We're having a group building exercise over here.
Yeah.
Go
You know
squad.
what? I'd like to attack 2 of them with my AOL discs.
Okay. Would you like to go after the 2 that Galapi presently have in a hug? Or do you want to go after the 2 that are over by Sir Flumpus?
You know what? Takapi sounds like he's got that, with the hug situation all set up. I'm gonna go with the other 2.
Okay. If you roll a pair of 1s, you will hit Sir Flumpus.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Strong play.
It's not really a risk if it's somebody else's problem.
Fudge.
It's someone else's problem now.
It's
Do I roll
almost
another
as
one, though,
if
for the
I
other
could
attack?
throw a psychic whammy on people.
Do I still roll for the other attack though?
Yep, you roll for the other attack.
Oh God, I hope I don't do it again. All right, I do have a Benny though. I don't know if I get a chance, if I have the option to reroll. Got one last Benny.
Go for it.
Oh man.
That won't reroll the botch.
It doesn't reroll the botch. Okay, so
I'll accept
you
it.
hit one guy very solidly, but you also need to roll damage on Sir Flumpus.
So I rolled 2 damage rolls.
Yep. Which one do you want to do first?
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say this is the one for Flumpus. Sorry.
So Flumpus, you're going to take 12 points of damage.
Can I jump
Your
in front of
toughness,
that?
your toughness, I believe, is a 7. So that'll give you a shaken and a wound. Do you have a Benny that you can spend to soak this wound?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So-
Sorry.
I need a bigger roll from you.
So do I, dude.
Okay. Sir Flumpus is unfazed. Took the disc squarely in the back of the head, barely noticed.
Did make
Roll.
like a little bit of like an AOL like dial-up noise as it hit him.
Hit him in the modem.
Just grinding against that tin foil. It sounded just like that horrible dial-up sound.
Yeah, it did. Roll damage on the guy that you did hit with a raise. So that's 14 points. So one of your discs manages to thunk squarely in the noggin of one of those guys, and he goes down in a heap. Plunk.
All right, 1 for 2.
So sorry, real quick, do I take any wounds or
No.
shaken? No? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Every time you take damage, you have the ability to shrug it off. So it's something like, oh look, this thing was going to go through my chest, and now it's just a curb cut.
Gotcha.
So in your case, you get a little AOL disc sort of stuck in the back of your helmet. My goon has his hand nailed to the ground. Well, he will, however, try to cast a spell, taking a penalty doing so. All right, he successfully gets a spell off. He goes after Krimpet with a bolt spell as this stream of smelly sludge basically projects from his palm and like smashes you squarely in your torso. You take 4 points of damage.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You probably can ignore it.
My toughness is a 6.
Yes. All right. Kerplug.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that. That was his fair maiden. He's gonna be really pissed now.
Floppy. Sir Flumpus. Oh, drat. Krimpet. My goons. And geez, oh man. The big bad. Krimpet, when would you like to go?
I would like to go first because he threw sludge on me and I don't appreciate that.
He did throw sludge at you. Yes, he did.
So I've nailed one hand to the ground. I'm going to come around to the other side and say, "Go
Okay.
squirming away." And I'm going to hit this one in the hand with my lawn gnome pick.
Okay. Yes, Krimpet has just a lawn gnome with a stick on it.
And I get a 9 to hit him with my lawn gnome with the stick.
Yes, you do. Roll damage, please.
Is it with a raise or just regular?
With a raise, because you remember you get the +2 from the Joker, so that's 11. So you did 16 points of damage to the guy. He's already shaken. That'll give him 2 wounds. He will attempt to soak.
You can attempt all your legs.
He soaks both of them.
Whack.
Man. All right, that was unpleasant. Tiglapi, you presently have three of the thugs in a bear hug.
All right,
Or
guys, talk
otter.
about this.
Or an otter hug, depending on, Oh, sorry, you don't even get, the goons get to go. I'm sorry, they have an ace. All right.
Guys. We're
So
gonna
one
decide who's the
guy-
boss.
So one guy is still going after Sir Flumpus. And misses sadly, takes his 3, swishes over your head. The other 3 guys are all going to be like, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, heave! And they're all going to attempt strength checks all at the same time against Tiglapi. And that. Okay. Tiglapi, give me a strength check.
But guys, we could be friends. We can have fun. I could join your bowling league.
All right. These guys
6.
break free of your tentacles.
You know what? I've got one last Benny. Why not? Believe in the cuddle puddle. Still just a 6.
So I will need to generate another goon for the guy that you basically brought along with you. So there's now an extra goon. Tiglapi, your action.
Guys, we could have been friends. It could have been great. We could have talked. Who's the new boss? It could have been wonderful. Fine. I'm going to bop my new friends right in the face. The one we brought with us gets a tentacle. We'll
You
wild
promised to let me go.
I'll let you go. And this is how you repaid me. Right between the eyes. Wild attack. 6.
6 hits him. Roll damage.
19.
Yeah, he goes down in a heap.
I'm just trying to knock him unconscious. I'm not trying to kill him.
He goes down in a heap.
Just making sure. And I got another tentacle. And let's get Joe Dirt to the right. A 10 to hit.
That hits him.
So was that with a raise?
Mm-hmm.
So 7 damage.
7 damage is not enough to take him out. He is still on the shaken side.
Perfectly fine. And the guy to the north. A 6 to hit.
6 hits him, no raise.
For 8 damage.
8 damage. That will also shake him. So yes, that one guy that you brought along was like, you promised to let me out.
Fred, I know we were going to be friends. It's going to be great, but now you're working with them. That's not right. And these two guys, I don't even know you yet, and you seem like a really nice guy. We should learn to talk later, but come on, stop running around.
Her
That's
plug, it is your turn.
Me?
All right. You know what? I have
Oh no,
Her
sorry.
plug.
I
Oh, sorry.
misheard. I misheard. Sorry.
Yep.
no worries. I think since I haven't used this, I am going to use my stabby stick
Your
by
stabby
just-
stick.
by just running straight forward and jumping into the air and going, ah.
Good, you're learning the battle cries. You hear from the other side.
You must always learn the battle cry. Which one do you wish to stab? Aha,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I say the one that was just directly ahead of me.
Fair enough. He has already been knocked a little loopy. Yeah, that hits him.
Ooh-ah.
You roll damage and you get to do your bonus damage too. Yeah, he goes down in a big heap.
Bloodlust in
Sir-
my eyes.
Sir
Kerplunk.
Flumpus, you get to go next.
Still 5-5, buddy. You got this.
All right. Is
I've
the
pinned him, Sir
one-
Crumpus. Cut his head off.
The one that attacked Crimpet, is that the one behind me?
Yes.
All right. You dare hit a lady? And I'm just gonna swing at him.
Okay. Chivalry's not dead.
So that's a 5.
5 will just hit him, so no bonus, but you get base damage.
12.
12 is still enough. Yeah, his head kind of goes.
Lovely.
All righty. And the big guy is. I'm going to have to spend a Benny, probably. Let's see if I can pull this off. I'll try a strength check to see if I can get out of his current predicament. No. Okay. He's going to spend a Benny and stand up. And he then casts his hands to the sky. And you see this toxic fumes kind of like leaving the palm of his hand and going in all directions around him. I need a vigor roll from Crimpet and Sir Flumpus.
Eight for Sir Flumpus.
Okay, Sir Flumpus, your eyes are watery, but you're okay. Crimpet, you presently cannot see. Your eyes are just tearing up with all this like nastiness, and it just makes you blah. Several of the people in the crowd are all now running away. They are making for the exits. A couple of them that got caught too close to this situation are also standing there, they're rubbing their eyes. And the Splutch has currently got one king, one arm free on the king, and the king has actually got the back scratcher in his hand. Splutch has put it in his hand and is now in the process of undoing one of the straps. All right, let me reshuffle because we had a joker. And let's see, Crimpet. Let's see, Crimpet gets an 8. Gets an 8. Sir Flumpus gets a 4. So Gloppy gets a 6. Stick over there. Kerplug gets a 10. My goon gets a king. Come on, goon. There we go. And my big bad loves going last. loves going last.
We love that for them.
Jeez, oh man, I should have given my big bad quick. So the goon will attempt to unshake. He's got a shot. Nope. He is still shaking. He is standing there like doing that. Kerplug, you have a 10.
Think it's time for me to run and scream and stab again.
Okay. There is
Y'all
one guy there
RSS.
there is one guy there who is trying to unshake himself, but he is unfortunately not being very successful.
Here we go.
Scream, shout, stab it
Stabby
all
stick,
out.
not great.
Yeah, you do get a gang up bonus because Deglapi is with you, but that still is not enough.
Swing and a miss.
Just a miss. All right. Crimbet, you currently cannot see.
To see to do violence.
And if memory serves, you do not have any senses that allow you to perceive things, while blind. So, what would you like to do?
Can I put my gun forward and just shoot wildly?
I love this plan.
I'm gonna
He's
give that
pinned
a
to the
shot.
ground.
Now there
First of all,
are
don't roll
there are
double roll.
bystanders nearby, and Sir Flumpus.
I only care about hitting Sir Flumpus.
Okay, so tell you what, I'll even tell you before you roll. If you get a botch, you're going to shoot Sir Flumpus. If you get a 1 on your shooting die, no matter what the wild die is, you hit someone in the crowd.
I think it's worth it
Do
to
it.
get rid of this wizard.
Do it.
Yeah. It feels like what Krimpo would do. She's not socialized.
History's written in the blood of heroes.
Alright, here we go. I got a 22 to hit him.
Oh my god!
Sir Fumpus is just right behind you going, he's right in front of you.
I take a big inhale and says,
Do
smells
it.
like justice.
That hits. With the raise.
For 12 points of shooty damage.
12 points of shooting damage. Oh my heavens. All right, that definitely gives him a shaken and a wound. Not the happiest of persons. The thing is, your eyes are still watering. You're just kind of like using the force. You're like Luke Skywalker with the helmet on.
And a nail gun instead of a lightsaber.
Nail gun instead of a lightsaber.
Just like Luke Skywalker.
Seriously, if
Just
Luke
like
Skywalker had one, there you go.
And he's a Twinkie.
To Gloppy, there is one guy who is shaken in front of you. A number of people are scurrying about.
Yeah. And I feel kind of bad for him. And I'm sure he's looking around at all his unconscious and or murdered friends. I'm going to try persuasion, which is probably not a good roll, and just play unconscious, buddy. Bonk. Just see if we can get him to go down without hurting him more.
Give me a persuasion roll.
That's a 3, unless we have any bonuses.
Well, your friend did just scream a big battle cry and try to stab him.
Yep. That's okay.
When the little guy is screaming bloody murder and is trying to stab you, and you're like, play dead. I think he's going to try to survive, but
Surviving is not standing up. That's not the way to live. Okay.
all right, Sir Flumpus, your eyes are currently watering. You're going to take a -2 on attacks, but you still can target the guy if you wish.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will say it's time to end this treachery, and I'll take a stabby down at him since he's pinned in place.
Well, he did. I spent my last Benny to stand him up.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about
Yes.
that.
He currently has a wound because, well, a big nail is now currently in his shoulder.
Right, right. That's not ideal. I will try and slash at him. That's a 4.
A 4,
To hit.
you get a +1 for gang up, but with the -2, it's still not enough. Your vision is so off.
Watery.
Yeah.
Can I
Alright.
give Sir Flumpus a Benny? Because Sir Flumpus has common bond, am I allowed to send them back that way?
Nope. Only Sir.
I
Flumpus
can only give.
Sir Flumpus can give them. All right. So he is going to again try to throw sludge at Crimbet's way because you did just shoot him. But first,
Sorry. Can I move after my attack, or do I have to? Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna sort of. Can we move through ally space?
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay. Actually, I think I can still do it regardless, but I'm just gonna try and. The entrance is on the left, right? Or was?
Yeah, it's over here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to sort of try and whoopsies. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to be able to head him off if he tries to run.
Okay. I think you moved him.
Oh, did I? I didn't
Yeah.
think I could. Okay, sorry.
That's
didn't think I
okay.
could move someone else. All right, he was there.
Well, I altered the settings so that anybody can move him, but
Okay,
it's just easier to click that than trying to be more.
totally.
Yeah. So anyway, he is going to attempt to unshake, but he currently has a wound on him. His spirit's not that bad. And let's do the wild die. Okay, he manages to unshake, even with the wound. And now he is attempting to throw sludge at the Crimpet, the blind Zen nail gun person. Of all things.
Search your feelings.
Yeah.
Crimpet is the gun kata.
-1. No, this stream of sludge, Crimpet, you don't see it, but you probably smell it, go whizzing right by your head.
I'm going to shoot you in the face, my guy.
My guy just cannot get a break. Okay. That is Tiglapi. That is, come on, Kerplug. And Sir Flumpus. And Crimpet. Come on. You do it. There you go. And my boss. Aha.
Oh no.
Well, you can finally do something. However, Tiglapi, you get to go whatever you want to, and you get a +2 on anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna look sad at this poor little guy. Go, okay. He can kill you, Vin. I tried.
So you're waddling over to the big boss.
Yep. Flop, 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 flop.
All right, I need you to make a bigger roll because you are close and you are now in that spot of all the ickiness.
Stuffs. Roll 6.
All right, you are fine. You're going to take a -2 because your eyes are watering, but you can still target.
Okay. Well, let's start with the slashy thing and Kyle, no, that's a friend of mine. Stop that. Slashy thing first, right in the top of the head. Well, I'll attack again because why not?
Why not?
That's why not.
While there's no threat of actually hitting a friend, I think that's probably going to stop the rest of your stuff.
Oh, that seems absolutely appropriate.
You moved over, you like went, aha, and all your tentacles kind of got in the way of each other.
Oh, they're
Even
still
with
sticky.
your Joker, it just looked, you kind of made the deleted scenes on the DVD.
Yeah,
But that's
still so sticky. It's not you.
It is. It's kind of icky. This guy is still really perturbed at Crimbet because, well, he still has a nail in him. And he is still doing terribly. Once again, Crimbet, you see, well, Tiglapi sees it, but as it goes slushing right past you,
Must have hit him in the part of his body that aims for him.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to draw a card for the goon. All right, Sir Flumpus.
All right. Well, now people are in my way, so I'm going to move again. Mm, 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 All right, that's 6. And I'm going to take out my pantyhose. I guess I should use these for what they were meant for. And I'm going to shoot with my pantyhose sling.
Okay. If you roll a botch, you will hit one of your friends.
Okay.
Okay. You do
That
not roll a botch. You do in fact successfully hit the big bad. Roll damage. 7
that's a
points
7
of damage. Okay. All right. My goon looks longingly at Tiglapi, who just like ran away from him. It's like, I thought we were friends. But he is going to attempt to unshake as best he possibly can. And he successfully does so. Kerplug, you can take a free action. This game actually has an attack of opportunity when someone runs away. He's just running away at this point. He's going to go rethink his vocational choices.
good. That's what I suggested before.
I wonder if
Yes,
maybe.
do you wish to let him go, or would you like to stab him as he retreats?
Always be stabbing.
That's what ABS means when my car lights up.
Oh yeah.
Always be stabbing.
Always be stabbing. I like that. All right. 4 will just miss him. So you attempted to stab him. And he basically is now running for the exit going, oh, enough of this. I quit.
No
Crimpet,
coffee for me.
you cannot see. Still cannot see.
I don't need to see. Little Debbie's flowing through me. I'm gonna shoot him in the face. With an 8 to hit.
All right, that is a 1 on the wild die. So you shot someone in the crowd.
Can I spend a Benny not to shoot somebody in the crowd?
Sure, why not?
I'll spend a Benny.
If you roll another 1 on the shooting die, you shoot someone in the crowd.
We'll see what Roll20 thinks.
All right. So you are still taking a penalty for because, well, you can't see, but you didn't actually accidentally shoot somebody. So we'll take that.
If I miss, I'll spend 1 more Benny.
You did miss everything.
Okay. A 6.
So with a penalty for not seeing, you have to hit his parry because you're that close. Yes, you just hit him.
Nice.
Call upon the power.
That Twinkie's got the devil inside of him.
6 damage.
6 points of damage.
You know what? I'm gonna spend my last Benny on rerolling damage.
That a boy.
We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this stick. Never mind. 6 points of damage.
Kurt Plug, you are last in the line.
Let's see. Trying to see if I can hit the fleeing guy, but I'd have to move first.
You want to take out a disc and throw it?
I do, but I was trying. The distance is well. I guess I do it with a penalty, right? Because it's
Mhm.
I have 6, 12, 24 is my. Yeah, you know what? I'll just casually toss it from where I'm at without having to move.
Fling.
Let's see how it goes. Pretty good.
That'll still hit him. No raise though, but that hits him.
I mean, you know, if the AOL disc is right in his back, we'll be able to figure out who he is in a crowd.
Well, that's true. That's difficult to argue.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Well, he's no longer living, so yeah, that's easy enough to identify him.
56K of pain right there.
Yeah.
somebody
really.
call an ambulance, but not for me.
All right. Let me reshuffle. Oops, come on, work with me. All right. Kerplug is getting an 8. If I can get the card out. There we go. Flumpus is getting a 4.
It's a number of the night for me.
Gloppy is getting an 8. Crimpet is getting a 7. And my big bad is still going last.
Good.
Oh my gosh. If you guys can't finish this combat this round, something's wrong. We will begin with Kerplug. No, sorry, 8 of hearts to Gloppy.
Oh. Well, Crimpet showed me the way. Calm down. Focus. Feel bad that the thug died, but he had it coming. I tried to save him.
You did try to save the thug.
I'll never win the bowling league now. All right. Tentacle number 1. Wild attack for the win. There's a 6. There's a 5.
That hits.
That's a 10. No, 12. Excuse me.
That's a 12. That'll give him a wound and a shaken. Okay.
Got that? Got another one for you. Here it comes. Wow. That's a 6.
That'll do it. Roll damage.
14.
14.
And to the right, to the
nasty.
left, and the stabby part in the middle.
Stabby part.
13.
Yes, that hits too.
Was that with a raise?
Mhm.
So 14 damage.
The thing is, it's like I'm throwing in the penalties for multi-attack and I'm throwing in the gang up at the same time. You're still beating this guy to death. It's like, would you like to describe what this looks like on screen?
Just, okay, got it. Stop mucusing on my friend. Tentacle to the right, tentacle to the left, got it. Stabby part to the middle, just right across his forehead. And that's for the thugs. I like them. Oh yeah, ha, self high five. We did it.
As the battle concludes, there is some sounds of astonishment, celebration, and relief coming from the other half of the chamber. And you guys turn around, and the king has been released from his throne, and he has got the back scratcher. He is going like this, and his face is practically orgasmic. He is just going to town, and he is just loving every single second of it.
It's the highfalutin.
Many people in the crowd are starting to applaud, and they're cheering. It's like congratulations and so on. You, the brave heroes, will now be given the exact sum that was agreed upon, and you have saved the town of Gween from an evil, terrible person who was going to usurp power. So thus concludes my adventure.
I love that.
Well
Hope you had a
done,
good-
my companions. Well done.
Yeah, no, team high five.
Team high five.
Yeah.
Freeze
Hope you had
frame.
a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Freeze frame.
Don't you
Credits.
forget about Queen.
Leave.
I did. I normally run this at cons where I have a 4-hour event, so I abbreviated some bits, but still, it went pretty much the way I expected it. So
Well, you did what I cannot do, Tom, and you successfully ran a one shot. I have lost my ability to do that now. They call them 1.5 shots when I run them around here.
yeah, well,
I
My
do them in
player-
one
my players
shot.
say
They're just
similarly for
usually
me.
2 hours longer than I intended.
Mm-hmm. That's the way.
well,
But I make everyone stay. I'm like, we
well,
will
there you go.
finish it.
Everyone together.
There's no
right
choice.
now.
I locked all the doors. You can't leave.
Like I said, I mean, I hope everyone enjoyed. Roll20 can be a little fussy sometimes with the lag, but and the system I like. It's silly and it's stupid and allows for weirdness. So hope you guys get a chance to play it again at some point.
Yeah, that was
I've
a lot
heard
of
of
fun.
this system and it was a lot. Because I've heard of the system and like looked through the book before, I'm like, I was expecting this to be, like you said, a lot nastier in the humor than what
Well,
you
for
put in.
anyone who's watching and for anyone who is well versed in Savage Worlds, I glaze over a lot of the rules just to keep everything flowing relatively well. I don't like the concept of sitting here pulling out the book and going, hey, how exactly does this work?
Yes. I hate that.
Just go with it. So I mean, like when Tiglapi was hugging 3 goons, I'm like, okay, let's just work this out some way somehow. We'll figure it out. If someone wants to like go, hey, he did that wrong, chances are they're correct because I did it wrong. But so long as you guys don't think that I'm doing it just to mess with your day, hopefully, no one thinks that.
No.
So again, like I said, I hope everyone had a good time. Hope you all enjoyed.
Yes.
Definitely. Thanks so
thank
much
you.
for running this.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to run Low Life for you guys.
Of course.
It is one of my favorites.
So I'm going to give everybody a chance to say goodbye and plug anything they want to plug. But first, I'm going to do some announcements around the network. Like I said, this is the first of our Wednesday holiday one-shots going through to the end of the year. We'll be playing all sorts of things. We played Low Life tonight. We're playing Lancer next week. The Alien RPG the week after that. We've got Power Rangers. All sorts of stuff coming up. Power Rangers. I'm running a Mutants Masterminds thing. We're doing a Muppet Christmas Carol using Honey Heist. And Crash Pandas will be doing a Santa Trash Raccoon Santa Claus thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good stuff coming up in the next few weeks. Next Monday, we'll be back for the second to last episode of our Starhaven campaign. Tuesday, we'll be back with our Gem Stars, our Magical Girl superhero game. Thursday, we'll have a new blog post up talking about all of the things that are going on for the Wednesdays for the next couple of months. Friday, our new episodes from YouTube will be up on the website. If you haven't yet, we have recently opened our Untold Stories Project Patreon. There's all sorts of benefits to signing up for that and helping us keep the lights on around here. And I think that's everything I want to talk about tonight. If something comes up, I'll get it at the end. But I want to give everybody a chance to say goodbye and plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get out of here. Starting with Tom.
Well, I don't have much to plug, but thank you very much for playing. It's always good to play with new people. I always enjoy it, and it's always a new experience and a lot of fun. So I mean, I had a blast. Again, thanks an awful lot for inviting me. This was great.
And Ellie. Damn it, wrong side.
I don't really have anything to plug. I'm here. Thanks for inviting me, Alex. This was a blast. And yeah, thank you, Tom, for running the game for us.
And RC.
You're always welcome. I'm on Twitter. You can follow me on there at RC Byler. And you can always find me running the Masks and Mayhem podcasts at MayhemCast or masksandmayhem.com. If you like Mutants and Masterminds, which presumably if you're watching the stream you do, that's what we specialize in.
And Deuce.
Hey, it's me. Take that. Had an absolutely wonderful time. Thanks everybody for watching. Occasionally you'll catch me here on Untold Stories Project or lurking in the chat and picking on the other Kevin because that's what we do. But the important thing to tell everybody is to tell you every time, parents, don't let your kids grow up to be speedsters. And Alex.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Tom, for running. Thank you, Ellie, and RC for coming on at the last minute. I was scrambling trying to find wonderful players to come and join us, and you guys were very flexible, and I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you again for hanging out here with us at the Untold Stories Project, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. See you next time.